There's just something about school pride that makes everything light up. Walking the streets where everybody knows your name and bleeds the colors you bleed. And at West Virginia State, those colors just mean more. For the first time this season, the Yellow Jackets defend Dickerson Stadium with the Barton Bulldogs, hoping to play spoiler on one of the most exciting days of the year on this storied campus. The Kanawha Valley's biggest party is in Institute, and we're proud to bring you the action because West Virginia State Yellow Jacket football is on the air. Good morning. I'm Daniel Woods, Tom Bragg alongside as we are above the playing surface here at Lake and Ray Field at Dickerson Stadium. Excited for some West Virginia State football on 107.3 The Beat. Tom, we are locked in. We are ready for this home opener. Didn't necessarily go the way you were hoping last week if you're West Virginia State against Carson Newman, but an opportunity here against a Barton team that you played a year ago, you beat a year ago, and you're in front of your home fans for the first time.
Yeah, a chance to start anew, first time here at home in Institute in 2025 for the Yellow Jackets. And really perfect football weather, kind of uncharacteristic for this early in the season. A little overcast, a little drizzle, not too hot, not too warm. It's not getting humid out there. Excited for this one. Should be a fun game today, Daniel.
Home crowd here for West Virginia State, ready to take things in. And I will admit it's been a little bit of a rainy 36 hours around the Kanawha Valley, but that hasn't turned too many folks away. A lot of people in black and gold, a lot of people in Barton blue and black as well, excited to take this one in. And I do think after talking to John Pennington this week, this is just kind of the atmosphere that everybody's been waiting for to get this home crowd, to get campus excited, and get some Yellow Jacket football back in Institute.
Yeah, you can kind of feel it in the area. It's on the precipice here with West Virginia State of really building that excitement that Coach Pennington's talking about and really turning a corner with this program. And I think a lot of that starts today for the Yellow Jackets, Daniel, a chance to get a win and get off to the right foot in front of the home crowd.
West Virginia State and Barton coming up at noon. Kickoff just a few minutes away. A reminder that West Virginia State football is brought to you on 107.3 The Beat by Gomart. Go for good times. Go for Gomart. Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports Adventure awaits at Trojan Landing. Poca Valley, your community bank where relationships matter. And Good News Mountaineer Garage. Donate a car, change a life. We'll set the starting lineups. Brought to you by Good News Mountaineer Garage. After this, it's Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat. It's West Virginia State Yellow Jacket football coming up at noon on 107.3 The Beat. I'm Daniel Woods, Tom Bragg alongside. It's time for the starting lineups. Brought to you by Good News Mountaineer Garage. Donate a car, change a life. For West Virginia State, let's start on offense. Caleb Jackson makes his second start at the quarterback position. In the backfield, he'll be joined by the senior All-MEC selection Justin Pessoa. They'll go three wide at wide receiver with Malik Baker, Amari Airy, and TJ Gregory. Across the veteran offensive line for West Virginia State, from left to right, Dalton Hall, Justice Hutchison, Logan Bartholomew, Brody Sipple, and Benin Lowe. In the backfield occasionally, we'll see the H-back, Deron Johnson, and Jax McCarty at tight end. For the West Virginia State defense, on the defensive line, a three-man front for Rashad Jackson, left to right, Keontavious McGrew, Mike Wilson, and Malik Brown, the four linebackers on the field for the Jackets to start this one. Jeremiah Covington-Griggs, Marshawn Mankins, Adrian Bowers, and the Colorado transfer Kieran Garcia. In the secondary, Sean Russ, the Bethune-Cookman transfer, and Daryl Fletcher, the veteran, play the corners. Amir Muhammad and Jacob Camacho are the safeties for West Virginia State. Opposing that West Virginia State defense for Barton, Rhode Island transfer Trevor Norrid at quarterback. Jackson Parrish and Dakari Davis will split the running back duties, with fullback Alex Barnes leading the way. Ashton Rhodes will be a big part of that blocking game as well at tight end. The receivers, Zachville Smith and Tyquez Mallet for head coach Chip Hester. That offensive line, a big one. Jalen Brown at left tackle, Tremel Hester, the left guard, Robbie Delgado at center, Joey Brooks, the right guard, and Caden Dillard, the true freshman, at right tackle. On the defense, it's a little bit of a unique look, a 4-2-5 set for this Barton defense. Across the front, Joshua Hightower, Kamari Hall, Bailey Caraway, and Quentin Davis. A small but quick defensive line. Your two linebackers, the Mike and the Will, Keno Jones and Ja'Cory Bible, two guys that can rack up tackles in a hurry. The nickel player in this 4-2-5 defense, Savion Rogers, the sophomore from New Orleans, a name to watch on this group. And then it is a young secondary for Barton. You've got a junior corner in Jay Bridgers, opposed by redshirt freshman Zahir Williams. And then it's two true freshmen in the back. Sean Jacob Bethea is the strong safety, Javon Wesley, the free safety, both of them getting their first snaps in college football last week against Virginia State. So, Tom, that's the starting lineup brought to us by Good News Mountaineer Garage. And West Virginia State comes into this one certainly the more veteran team, but this Barton group, they've got a lot of playmakers. Yeah, a lot of playmakers, a young, hungry team. On the other side, though, West Virginia State, a chance to bounce back. You know, the Yellow Jackets felt like they were close but no cigar a lot of times last week. We were talking off the air about how State played pretty well between the 20-yard lines, just had trouble finishing some drives and a little too much of that triple option from Carson Newman. Blank slate this week. You've got a Barton College team coming in, licking its wounds a little bit, didn't look great at times in its loss last week to Virginia State, and an opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to really get going with the home slate on the front foot here. We're closing in on kickoff here in Institute. We'll continue pregame coverage after this. It's West Virginia State Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
These two teams a little bit more as this broadcast goes along. But, Tom, we're looking at a West Virginia State team that is now going to get the opportunity to put a stamp on this game offensively after they struggled to finish drives last week. The Jackets going to get the ball first.
Yeah, State wins the toss, and you said it, a chance to come out of the locker room here and kind of put their stamp on this game. We mentioned it in the pregame. Very good between the 20s, but where things started to get a little tricky for State last week, they just couldn't finish drives. We saw them come up with a field goal early, a couple turnovers, a few turnovers on downs in Carson Newman territory, something John Pennington and the crew definitely looking to clean up this week. Opportunity to show that off right out of the gate here.
Last week, West Virginia State just 3 of 12 on third downs, and Caleb Jackson was sacked 4 times by that Carson Newman defense. They're going to get the offense on the field to start this one off right here. Again, Caleb Jackson, the Charleston Southern transfer, will start things off for West Virginia State, waiting for these two teams to take the field. And again, we are very, very excited to have this home crowd back out today. And like I mentioned, Tom, before, it's been a rainy couple of days. There's more rain in the forecast, but people have brought umbrellas, people have brought ponchos, and people have brought their Yellow Jacket spirit, that's for sure.
Yeah, looking through the binoculars at the coin toss, you could tell light drizzle going on out there right now. We'll see if that holds, goes away, or gets worse. You know, we had the high school broadcasts interrupted last night, Matt Murphy and I, on 96.1 KWS down at Herbert Hoover at Winfield. That game postponed with about 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hoover up big. That one resumed today. And same for our friends over at 580, the Battle of the Bridge. Nitro and St. Albans got postponed to this morning also. So little less than what we were dealing with last night, but still a little bit wet out there as we get set to kick off here in Institute.
Andrew Bontico is the kicker for Barton. He's got it teed up. West Virginia State in all black. Black helmets with the Stinger logo on one side, numbers on the other. Barton goes white tops with royal blue numbers and black bottoms with white helmets and the Bulldog logo on the side. Bonteco's got it teed up. Javian Jones back deep to receive for West Virginia State. This is a high end-over-end kick that will be taken by JoJo Restall at the 15-yard line outside the left hash. He cuts it up over the middle, now across the 30, bouncing it outside the numbers as he goes over the 40. He's got a lead block in front from Jax McCarty. He's into Barton territory over the 50, and he's brought down at the 41-yard line. So John Pennington changes some things on special teams coverage. You've got Javian Jones and JoJo Restall back there to return. They kick it short to Restall, and he does the rest.
Hey, you talk about coming out of the locker room with a little fire in your belly. That's the best way you can start for West Virginia State. Well, almost the best way. He could have run it back for a touchdown, I suppose, but big kickoff return to get things started, get the sideline fired up, and get the offense set up in a good position to start.
Official spot of the ball for Caleb Jackson and this West Virginia State offense is the 42-yard line of Barton. They'll work from the left hash. 3 receivers split to the right, 2 to the left, and now Justin Pessoa motions from the right side slot into the backfield. He's on the left hip of Jackson, who takes the snap, hands it off inside for Pessoa. He's met at the line of scrimmage and brought down Quentin Davis coming off the edge. He's one of the defensive ends in this 4-2-5 defense that's going to be counted on to really set the edge against this West Virginia State running attack. They'll give him a gain of a yard.
And not surprised to see Pessoa get the ball on the first play of the game for State, looking to establish the run early. 17 attempts last week, just 64 yards, average 3.8 a carry against Carson Newman.
2 split right, a single to the left. H-back Johnson to the left of the formation. The snap back to Jackson. He fires over the middle. Pass caught by Johnson up at the 36-yard line. He's brought down along the left hash. And 45 seconds gone in this first quarter. It's West Virginia State facing 3rd down and 4 from the Barton 36-yard line. This West Virginia State team does not huddle, and they go 5 wide. Pessoa split into the slot right side. Snap to Jackson. Screen set up. Caught by Amari Airy outside the hash. He's got the first down over the 35. He's brought down at the 31-yard line. West Virginia State going quickly. Barton not ready to respond.
And that could be a big one in terms of confidence going forward, Daniel. You talked about just how poor West Virginia State fared on 3rd down last week at Carson Newman. A nice feather in the cap to go out and get one early and prove to your guys that you can do this.
Ball spotted on the right hash. Jackson in the gun. 2 receivers split left. The H-back Johnson on his left hip. Justin Pessoa on his right. TJ Gregory, single receiver short side of the field. The snap back, the inside handoff to Pessoa. He plows forward behind the center, Logan Bartholomew, down to the 25-yard line. A pickup of 6 on first down. 13:15 to go in this opening quarter. West Virginia State scoreless with Barton, but driving after being set up with great field position on a kick return by JoJo Restall. 3 receivers left. The tight end to the right is Johnson. Jackson in the shotgun, Pessoa to his left, and now a little bit of a miscommunication. Flag comes out, snap came back late. Barton jumped as well, and the question just becomes who went first. And it is an offsides penalty called against Barton. So West Virginia State picks up a free 5 yards and picks up the first down to the 20. And the Yellow Jackets going to run an extra offensive lineman onto the field. David Dawson has come into the game. So Matt Cavallero, the offensive coordinator in his first year, looking like he may be getting a little creative with his team down in the red zone. You've got 6 offensive linemen out there, 3 receivers split to the left, Jackson in the gun working from the right hash. He motions Deron Johnson over to the right side of the formation. He lines up as a wingback right. Snap to Jackson. They're going to run behind that right side. Handoff Pessoa. He takes it up to the line of scrimmage and is met and driven back. Coming in on the play, the freshman safety, Sean Jacob Bethea, came down from that secondary and was able to get to him first. 12:32 on a running clock here in the opening quarter. We're scoreless.
Yeah, Jackets get creative on that play call, but no room to run over there. Barton College defense came, ate it up. No, as I said, no room to run. Short gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Working from the 19. Again, play call coming from the sideline, signaled in by the backup quarterback, Brian Johnson. Jackson stands at the 24-yard line, the ball on the 19. In the gun with 2 receivers to the short side right. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Pessoa, looking over the middle. He fires. It's caught at the goal line, and Malik Baker takes it into the end zone for the West Virginia State touchdown. Picture perfect. Caleb Jackson over the middle, and the transfer, Malik Baker, crosses the goal line for the first time at Dickerson Stadium this year. It's 6-0 Jackets.
And first passing touchdown of this 2025 season for the West Virginia State offense, and what a great start for the Yellow Jackets. You get the excellent kick return to set you up in the opposing team's side of the field to start that drive, and then right down the field, aided a little bit by some penalties along the way, but nice hook up there. Jackson to Baker for the touchdown. But
it looks like it's coming back. Got a late flag, and they're going to spot this ball back at the 23-yard line. So West Virginia State, with an unfortunate sequence of events, thought it had a 19-yard touchdown pass from Caleb Jackson to Malik Baker. Instead, it's called back, and they'll have to reset from the 23. Second down and 14. Snap back, screen set up left side. Amari Airy running along the hash, takes it up to the 20. He's wrapped up and taken down by Keno Jones as he falls forward to the 18-yard line. Ineligible receiver downfield, the penalty against West Virginia State. Justice Hutchison, the left tackle, got out in front, rather the left guard got out in front of things a little bit too much. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Yellow Jackets. 11:35 to play in this first quarter. We're scoreless. Working from the Barton 18-yard line, Adrian Mosley into the game. He'll line up with 5 receivers on the field, rather 4 receivers on the field, split in the slot to the left side. Ball just inside the left hash for West Virginia State. Jackson barking out the signals as Barton shows pressure. They send 5. He takes the snap, drops the throw, throws over the middle. It's caught by T.J. Gregory at the 7-yard line. He's got the first down, and then he's knocked to the ground at the 5-yard line. Keno Jones finished the play, but not before Gregory set up first down and goal for the Jackets.
Yeah, Jackets are seeing something over on the left side of that defensive secondary. They've picked on that a few times down the field. The touchdown that came back was over there, and now down inside or right at the 5-yard line, set up first and goal.
Now the heavy set comes back onto the field for West Virginia State. The extra offensive lineman, David Dawson. The fullback, Deron Johnson. 6 offensive linemen plus the H-back. They'll split Johnson out into the slot right side with 2 other receivers to the wide side of the field. Now motion him into the backfield. He'll line up to the left. Jackson in the gun. Pessoa on his right hip. Takes the snap, hands it off. Pessoa plunging forward. Tripped up as he goes over the 3-yard line. He's brought down at the 2. Quentin Davis and Keno Jones in on the stop for Barton. It'll be second down and goal. 10:15 to go in this opening quarter. West Virginia State's had all the possession on this first drive of the game.
And of course, touchdown came off of the board already for the Yellow Jackets, but have not let that deter them yet. Down around the goal line now, looking to make it official.
Again, a heavy set. They bring the tight end, Jax McCarty, onto the field. 1 receiver in the formation. That's Airy split to the left. They motion him across the formation. Snap back, handoff inside Pessoa. He drops the shoulder, and he's into the end zone for the West Virginia State touchdown. Second time's the charm for the Yellow Jackets, and it's their leader out of the backfield, Justin Pessoa, that claims the first touchdown at Dickerson Stadium this year. It's 6-0.
Yeah, Jackson did a great job to bring that snap in. It was a little high, a little hot coming in, but able to get his hands on the ball and bring it down in time to stick it in the gut of Pessoa as he crosses the goal line for the first touchdown here this afternoon in Institute.
Tony Hornbuckle on for the extra point. The snap back, the hold down, and the kick is good. West Virginia State drives the field in 5 minutes and 13 seconds. The extra point good after the Justin Pessoa 2-yard touchdown run. It's 7-0 Yellow Jackets. Barton gets the ball first after this on 107.3 The Beat. Have
dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the
touchdown run, and the Jackets have the lead to start their second game in a row. Went up 3-0 after the opening drive last week against Carson Newman, but we're not able to capitalize on that. Tom Bragg, now an opportunity for this Yellow Jacket defense to really establish themselves against a Barton offense that is young but has a lot of weapons on the outside.
Yeah, 9 plays, 42 yards on the opening scoring drive for the Yellow Jackets, and an opportunity for this defense to come out and put its stamp on the game. So we mentioned that opening drive, a little bit of everything from West Virginia State. You get the excellent kick return to set you up with great field position to start. You have to overcome a little bit of adversity. You've got a long touchdown pass taken off the board, but you're able to overcome and go down and eventually get the points. So defense's chance to come out and make a name for themselves this afternoon.
The true freshman punter, Alex Schrader, has it teed up for the kickoff on the 35. Going from left to right across our broadcast position, Jaden Lee and Kavari Hightower back deep for Barton. This one will sail over Hightower's head and into the end zone for the touchback. So Alex Schrader, somebody that drew some praise from John Pennington this week, strong on kickoffs. They thought there was a chance with an injury to Tony Hornbuckle going into last week's game against Carson Newman. He might have to be the place kicker too, but the true freshman from Point Pleasant has been strong on kickoffs. Had a rough first punt of his career last week, but really settled in.
Yeah, after that punt at Carson Newman last week, you said it. He's really settled in. He's locked in, and we saw there, punt goes out of the back of the end zone for the touchback.
So Barton quarterback Trevor Norred comes onto the field for the first time with 9:47 left in this opening quarter, and his Bulldogs trailing 7-0. He'll line up in the shotgun with Jackson Parrish on his left hip, two receivers right, a single to the left, and a tight end to the right of the formation from the left hash. Norred takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws left, pass caught out in the flats, taking this up across the 25-yard line of Barton on the catch and run. That pass goes to Luke Smith, who is listed as a backup quarterback on this roster, but he lined up at tight end. They motioned him out, caught the ball in the flats, and he's going to head off to the sideline, so a pickup of 5 as he's run out of bounds by West Virginia State at the 30.
Norred last week in the loss against Virginia State, 10 of 14, no interceptions, did throw 1 touchdown, 114 yards through the air.
Two receivers right, a single to the left, two backs in the backfield, one on either side of Norred. Dakari Davis is coming to the game for the first time. He's to the right. They motion Parrish out from left to right, snap back to Norred, fakes the handoff. He's in trouble. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, was able to dance away from Jeremiah Covington-Griggs and juke his way up to around the 39-yard line before Jacob Camacho met him. That's enough for a first down. And they'll give him forward progress up to the 36. So Norred on a busted play there. They looked like they were going for the RPO to try to get it out to Parrish in space. That wasn't open, and he just took off.
Yeah, it looked like somebody got some wires crossed up on the play call for Barton, but Norred made something out of nothing, able to turn that into a first down.
8:35 on a rolling clock in the opening quarter. West Virginia State leading Barton 7-0 here on the second drive of the game. Norred sets up in the gun. We've got some confusion between the receivers here for Barton. Norred is frustrated, and that's going to lead to a timeout. That one was just doomed from the start. You had receivers yelling at each other. You had Norred yelling at the receivers, and the Bulldogs are going to have to use a timeout. We'll take it with them. 8:22 to go in the opening quarter. West Virginia State 7, Barton nothing. This is West Virginia State football on 107.3 The Beat. Due to some miscommunications in getting lined up for this 1st and 10 play, but now they've got it set from the left hash. Trevor Norred in the gun with West Virginia State showing a 4-man front, two receivers split to the short side left. Norred motions one of those men, Jaden Lee, across. He'll take the touch pass, running outside right tackle. He's hemmed in first by Jacob Camacho. Got away from him, and he is not going to get away from the second man. That's Malik Brown that set the edge for West Virginia State, and Kieran Garcia in on the play as well.
Great job by the Yellow Jackets defense to stay patient, stay home, and get in there and make the tackle for a loss. Creative play call by Barton, but nothing doing there as the Jackets swallow that up.
Certainly a passing down here for Barton on 2nd down and 12 from the 34-yard line. West Virginia State brings an extra defensive back on the field. That's Eric McGuire. He'll cover the slot to the left side. Norred in the gun, working from the right hash as the Jackets show pressure. He's got Parrish, the running back, to his left. The snap back, the handoff to Parrish, running off right tackle. He's got space across the 40, cuts back inside over the 45, and he's got the first down up to the 48-yard line. Jackson Parrish, a dangerous guy for this Barton team that really struggled to run the football last week against Virginia State, but he was an all-division pick in the SAC last year.
Yeah, not his best game last week against Virginia State, but that one was blocked well. The Bulldogs picked up the pressure coming from the left side and found room to run around the right. Another first down.
Closing in on 7 minutes to play in this first quarter. West Virginia State leading Barton 7-0. The Bulldogs have the ball at their own 47-yard line. Norred in the shotgun, twin receivers to either side of the formation, scrimmaging from the right hash. He takes the snap, a short drop to throw. He pump fakes. He throws it out into the flats right side. Parrish behind the line of scrimmage. He's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. He was met immediately by Darrell Fletcher for West Virginia State. And then Jacob Camacho, who's been everywhere on this Jacket defense to start the game, came in to finish things off. Loss of about half a yard. Good job there by Parrish, who caught that ball about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage to get back close to where he needed to be.
Daniel, I tell you, Norred's been kind of all over the place. It's just an unorthodox method that he uses.
He is certainly an interesting quarterback to watch mechanically, fundamentally, and in terms of decision-making. Heavy set here for Barton. They've got a tight end to either side of the formation with Norred in the shotgun. He takes the snap, hands it off inside for Parrish, running behind right guard. He's got a seam up across the 50, stumbles his way down into West Virginia State territory before being tripped up by Marshawn Mankins. First time we've gotten to call his name today. Certainly won't be the last. It'll bring up third down from the West Virginia State 47. 4 yards to go for this Barton offense.
And Mankins, one of the real standouts for this Yellow Jacket defense a week ago in Tennessee against Carson Newman. First time calling his name here today, but you said it, probably won't be the last. He is a playmaker.
West Virginia State going big in the trenches here. Keontavious McGrew, the 6'3", 300-pound sophomore, runs onto the field for this third down play. 2 receivers left, a single to the right tight end on that side of the formation for Trevor Norred, the Barton quarterback in the shotgun. West Virginia State shows pressure here on third down and 4. Yellow Jackets pointing at that offensive line. Looks like somebody moved.
And not sure if the guard or the tackle, someone along the right side of that Bulldog offensive line, drew the attention of the officials and of the state defense. Everybody was pointing over there.
And instead, it's going to be a penalty against West Virginia State. They get Mike Wilson lined up in the neutral zone, and that 5-yard penalty will move Barton down to the Yellow Jacket 42 and set up first down and 10. I'll tell you what, Tom, I didn't necessarily get a great look at where that ball was spotted, get a great look at where the lines were. But again, West Virginia State had 3 or 4 guys pointing at somebody in a white jersey.
The way that the Yellow Jackets reacted, it seemed like slam dunk that was going to be on Barton. Not the case, though, and it sets the Bulldogs up with a first down.
First and 10 from the West Virginia State 42, 5:10 to go in this opening quarter. The Yellow Jackets leading Barton 7-0. Norred in the shotgun. 2 receivers either side, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Parrish, throws left, pass caught, taking this across the 40 is Tyquez Mallet down over the 45, rather the 35. He's got another first down as he trucks his way down past the 30. They'll spot him down officially at the 28-yard line, 14-yard catch and run on the screen pass. They just set Mallet up outside. West Virginia State got caught with Jeremiah Covington-Briggs breaking inside on the run fake, and it's another first down.
Yeah, you see the respect given to Jackson Parrish, as several of the state defenders had to give credence to that run fake, and ends up being another positive play for the Bulldogs.
Same formation here for Barton. The fullback, Alex Barnes, lined up to the right of the formation with Norred in the gun from the left hash, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws left. This pass caught at the 22-yard line. Lorenzo McFadder is run out of bounds by Sean Russ. That'll be close to first down yardage, just short of it. Second down and 3 coming up inside the West Virginia State 25-yard line.
And Bulldogs really taking advantage of some soft coverage in the boundaries so far on this drive by the Yellow Jackets. They've found room to work out there several times so far.
4 minutes to go in this opening quarter of action. West Virginia State ahead 7-0. But Barton driving on its first possession of the game. Trevor Norred working quickly from that quarterback position. He moves the fullback to the left of the formation. That's Barnes. Tight end Luke Ellington lined up to that side as well. 2 receivers split right, with McFadder in the slot and Isaiah Jacobs wide to the right. And now we'll get another whistle, and it looks like another Barton timeout on this drive as they simply were just running out of time on the play clock. And, well, you can stop the game 3 times in each half if you're head coach Chip Hester. He's had to do it twice already on his team's first drive, Tom.
Yeah, seems really committed. They've got a little something positive going. Really trying to get some momentum, get some confidence in this team the way things went last week, to go down and be able to answer the score on the first drive. You see they're calling timeouts. They really are committed to getting something out of what they've put in on this drive so far. And Trevor Norred, 5 of 5 for 24 yards so far, has not missed when he's dropped back to pass.
This Barton team last week beaten by Virginia State 35-7. This offense really struggled. Just 6 first downs in the game, 115 yards of total offense, and 118 passing yards. So they went backwards in the run game last week, and that is really where their bread and butter is with this RPO game, led by Norred at quarterback and Jackson Parrish at running back. Norred going to go under center for the first time. He's got the fullback Barnes to his left. The deep back is Parrish with 2 receivers to the right side, and the tight end Ellington to the left on 2nd down and 3. West Virginia State loading the box for this heavy set from Barton. Norred motions his fullback over to the right side of the formation. Takes the snap, turns, and hands it off. This is Parrish running off the right side. He's tripped up in the backfield. He's got nowhere to go. Marshawn Mankins came screaming off the edge, got him around the ankles, and then the rest of the Yellow Jackets came to finish it.
Yeah, nice job by Mankins to meet the man in the hole and limit what Barton able to do. A little extracurriculars after the play. Looks like they got that sorted out without anybody having to be penalized. So big 3rd down coming up for this Yellow Jacket defense. Barton in striking distance.
Loss of a yard back to the 23-yard line. 3rd down and 4, 3 minutes to play in this first quarter. They send Norred under center again. 2 receivers left, fullback to his right, the deep back Parrish. They motion Barnes from right to left. Snap back, handoff, fakes it to Parrish. Now throws in the flats for the fullback Barnes. It's through his hands and incomplete. Good play call there, to say the least, for Barton. You had the fullback Barnes wide open with room to run, but Norred just put it a little bit behind him. It goes through his hands and falls incomplete. That'll bring the kicking team on.
Well, Barnes, the fullback, they like to get him involved in this offense. One of the players West Virginia State coach John Pennington highlighted prior to this one is someone to keep an eye out for. They do like to get the ball to him, but that one just a little too tall, and it, as you said, brings on the kicking team. It'll be a field goal attempt for the Bulldogs.
Andrew Bontico on for a 39-yard attempt. Snap will come from the senior Sammy Watkins. The snap back, the hold down, the kick is up. It's certainly got enough, and it's off the upright, no good. So Barton, with an extended opening drive, comes up empty. They go to Bontico for the 39-yard attempt, and West Virginia State holds. So with 2:45 to go in this opening quarter, the Yellow Jackets get the football back, leading 7-0.
Yeah, big win for the state defense. You bent a little bit on that. Maybe you took a few shots, a few body shots, if you will, from Barton on that drive, but you get off the field without surrendering any points, give the ball back to your offense that did not have much resistance going down the field its previous drive, so a chance for the Yellow Jackets to go up 2 scores here late in the first quarter.
So West Virginia State takes over at its own 22-yard line. 1st down and 10 with Caleb Jackson leading the Jackets back onto the field. 2 receivers right, single to the left, and the H-back Johnson to the right of the formation. Jackson claps his hands together, takes the snap, handoff, running off left tackle. This is Justin Pessoa. Had a seam for a moment. It closed quickly. He'll surge up to the 25-yard line, gains 3 on the play to bring up 2nd and 7.
So a 6th carry of the game already.
John Pennington said this week on his coach's show with us on 107.3 The Beat, maybe ran Justin Pessoa a little too much last week. Wants to get Nashawn Hill and JoJo Restall a little more involved this week. We'll see when the opportunities come for those two. 4 receivers in the formation for West Virginia State, 2 to each side. From the left hash, it's Jackson who claps to take the snap. A short drop. He looks out to his left. Pass thrown up to the 30-yard line. Reaching out to make the catch. Malik Baker is hit immediately, but he holds on to bring up a short 3rd down. They'll spot him just shy of the 30, maybe about a half yard short of it. The line to gain is the 32, so it'll be 3rd down and a long 2 here for West Virginia State as we go under 2 minutes in the first quarter.
Yeah, wow, what a show of strength, hand strength by Baker there.
Hands from Malik Baker.
Hauled that one in with a man on his back and never brought it in. It was all in the hands. Nice play.
Johnson, the H-back motion to the right of the formation with Jackson in the gun. Pessoa to his right, 2 receivers left. Amari Airy motions from left to right. They fake the handoff to him. Quarterback keep for Jackson up to the 30-yard line. He's wrapped up by Keno Jones and rolled forward as he went to the ground. This is going to be close to 1st down yardage for West Virginia State. It comes down to the spot here. And the officials still have not signaled, and now they're going to move the chains for a West Virginia State 1st down. And the Jackets want to go quickly. The snap to Jackson, screen pass set up left side, and a flag comes out for a false start almost immediately.
Yeah, there was just a lot going on there. Pre-snap, West Virginia State attempting to get set And failing in that attempt, the chain crew was still moving things down on the far side. Just a lot of moving pieces.
A lot
there.
going on that play, to say the least, with West Virginia State trying to get lined up. So the Jackets will be moved back 5 yards on first down. They'll spot it at the 27. Line to gain now the 42-yard line with a minute to play in this opening quarter, and West Virginia State leading 7-0. 3 receivers split wide right for Jackson. Ball just inside that left hash. A single receiver to the left. He takes the snap. It's a pitch running right for Justin Pessoa. He's outside the hashes over the 30. Lowers the shoulder as he takes it up to the 35. That was Javon Wesley coming downhill to low the hit. But it was Pessoa that came out on the right side of that one as he takes it up officially to the 36.
Yeah, Pessoa running hard with a head of steam, but hats off to the defenders there. Somebody had to get in the way of that freight train, and they slowed him down enough to keep him short of the first down.
Javon Wesley, one of those true freshman safeties for Barton, 6'4", 185 from New Bern, North Carolina. Somebody that this coaching staff has really high hopes for. 2nd down and 6 coming up from the 36. Jackson claps his hands together, takes the shotgun snap as Barton sends 4. He's pressured. He steps up. He'll go for a run, takes it up to the 40-yard line, pulled down from behind as he gets near first down yardage to the 43. They will give him the 43-yard line. Now that is a West Virginia State first down. First time the name Bailey Caraway comes up for this Barton defense on the final play of the first quarter. That's certainly a name to watch out for as this one goes on. We've played 15 minutes in Institute. It's West Virginia State 7, Barton nothing. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat. Second quarter set to get started. Teams have switched sides as West Virginia State works from right to left with the football at its own 43-yard line. Caleb Jackson in the shotgun, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Justin Pessoa, the running back, to his left. Jackson claps his hands together, takes the snap, drops to throw, steps up in the pocket, fires, pass deflected over the middle. A leaping play made by Ja'Cory Bible, and that saved at least a big gain, if not a touchdown, because Adrian Mosley was breaking free over the middle of the field, and Bible just left his feet to knock it down.
Yeah, Jackson imperfect. 5 of 5 prior to that, 5 of 6 now, 33 yards. All accumulated, of course, in the first quarter.
So West Virginia State will slow the pace a little bit here with the clock stopped, 14:56 as we begin this second quarter. 2 receivers left, single to the right is the freshman Javian Jones. Really high hopes for him this season as Jackson takes the shotgun snap, hands it off. Right side for Nashawn Hill, who cuts back inside, met by a defender there. Nowhere to go for Hill. Quentin Davis set the edge, and then he ran right into the arms of big Kamari Hall for no gain.
Yeah, big guys up front for State. Didn't get a whole lot of push on that one. Found themselves not really on sleds, but they weren't going forward on that one. Not a lot of room on that side to run.
14:35 on the running clock. 3rd down and 10 for West Virginia State from the 43-yard line. Hill stays in the game at running back. Lines up to the left of Jackson, working from the right hash. 3 receivers to the wide side left. Jackson takes the snap, short drop, 4-man rush. He throws underneath. Pass caught by Javian Jones at the 45. He's got work to do up to the 49. Gets outside the numbers, short of first down yardage. He's brought down by Jay Bridgers, the corner. And West Virginia State from the 49-yard line, it looks is going to bring the punt team on.
Yeah, just got behind the sticks a little bit on that drive, Daniel, and not quite able to get first down yardage on that 3rd down attempt, and special teams coming on for the Yellow Jackets.
First opportunity for Alex Schrader to boot one away, the true freshman from Point Pleasant. Tyquez Mallett, the sophomore, back to receive for this Barton special teams unit. He stands at the 15-yard line. Clock running down to 13:40 in this second quarter. The snap back to Schrader. He takes it at the 35. Running kick out to the right. This is a spiral that bounces at the 30 and goes out of bounds at the Barton 26-yard line. So not a huge net necessarily there for Alex Schrader, but enough to get Barton pinned back in its own end.
And it's wet out there, Daniel. The rain seems to have picked up a little bit as we've gotten a little further into this ball game. So the safe play there, just little running kick, as you said, off to the right, scoots out of bounds, and Bulldogs will take over at their own 25.
So this Barton team on offense, its first time, Tom, drove into Yellow Jacket territory, had it inside the 25, but a drop pass on third down brings that drive to an end after a missed field goal. So Trevor Norad, the quarterback, maybe not the most consistent in what he does in the backfield, but he's gotten the ball down the field. And, of course, Jackson Parrish, the running back, impressive so far for this Bulldogs team. West Virginia State has now seen these guys once, and now's the time that both teams need to make adjustments.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how open the playbook becomes for Barton here. We talked a lot about their RPO game, and a lot of that built off of the play of Jackson Parrish. A lot of respect out of this Yellow Jacket defense for the Barton tailback. And they were able to exploit that several times to move down the field. Ultimately, they missed that field goal, hit it off the upright. But Barton thinking, we were able to move the ball. We've just got to keep consistent. For State, you got to clean up the little things. Penalties bit them a few times on that drive. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, Daniel, because like I said, both sides probably came away from that first drive thinking they had some good stuff going on. Something's got to give here eventually.
Parrish carried 3 times for 18 yards on that opening drive. The Barton offense back onto the field with 13:33 to play in this first half. Waiting for the official go from our referee. Norad set to go under center. A single receiver split to either side. 2 tight ends to the right of the formation. The single deep back is Parrish. West Virginia State loads the box with 7 men looking to send pressure. The snap to Norad. Quick pass thrown left side. This is caught by Lorenzo McFadder behind the line of scrimmage. He's got nowhere to go. Great open field tackling by Darrell Fletcher to run him out of bounds with no gain.
And Fletcher, a 5'10 senior from Baltimore, Maryland. Great play out on the boundary to limit what Barton's able to do on that quick screen attempt.
I'm going to say McFadder lost a yard on the play. It'll be second down and 11. Norad comes back out in the shotgun, sends McFadder out to the right, 2 receivers to the left. The fullback lined up to the right of the formation is Alex Barnes, and Jackson Parrish, the running back to the right of Norad. Still a heavy box for West Virginia State. They motion Mallett left to right, fake it to him, and now the play will be blown dead. And Chip Hester got a timeout in first, so 12:55 to play in this second quarter. Barton has already burned its 3 timeouts here in the first half. We'll step away. It's Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat. And Good News Mountaineer Garage. Donate a car, change a life. I'm Daniel Woods. Tom Bragg alongside. West Virginia State leading Barton 7-0. 12:51 to go in this opening half of play. Trevor Norad, the Barton quarterback, stands in the shotgun facing second down and 11 out of the timeout. 2 receivers to either side. Jackson Parrish set sidecar right in the backfield. Norad motions a man from left to right. That's Kavari Hightower. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's looking deep down the field. He's got a man open. The ball hangs up. It's caught by Isaiah Jacobs in West Virginia State territory at the 39-yard line. Stumbles down inside the 35. He just beat Sean Russ straight up over the top.
Yeah, blown coverage there by State, and Jacobs takes advantage. He was the big man in the receiving corps a week ago and coming out strong on this second drive of the ball game for Barton.
Explosive.
Big play up top, and not exactly what I would call well defended, but once the ball was in his hands, did well to bring him down because that had 6 points written all over it when he was running wide open down the middle of the field.
43-yard connection, Norrid to Jacobs. He's brought down at the 31-yard line. Same formation as Barton comes to the line with 4 receivers. West Virginia State bringing Covington Griggs up to the line of scrimmage, and now we'll get another whistle. And we'll get a neutral zone infraction against Barton. So they're going to be backed up 5 yards. 11:55 to go in this second quarter. First down and 15 now coming up. It doesn't seem we've gotten a lot of penalties in this game so far, Tom, but the penalties that both of these teams have taken have been costly. They've come at bad moments.
Yeah, a lot of self-inflicted stuff, too. Things that can be avoided. Probably both coaching staffs a little bit frustrated with some of the flags they're taking right now.
So Norrid lines his team up again, ball between the hashes, working from the West Virginia State 36-yard line on first down and 15. He takes the shotgun snap, a 3-step drop as the Yellow Jackets send 5 steps up in the pocket, throws deep over the middle of the field. It's over the head of Kavari Hightower, who was brought to the ground by Amir Muhammad, and that'll be a penalty against West Virginia State. Not necessarily sure if that ball was going to be catchable, but Muhammad really left no doubt about it because he just flat out dragged the receiver, Kavari Hightower, to the ground, and the pass interference penalty will make up the 15 yards that Barton needed on the play. It's an automatic first down anyway.
And I had to chuckle as the flag came out from the back judge, Daniel. He left his arm up like Michael Jordan in Utah in 1998, so making sure that one got where it was supposed to go as the penalty sets up Barton with the first down deep in West Virginia State territory.
Another costly flag thrown out against the Yellow Jackets. That moves the ball up to the 21-yard line. First down and 10, 11:32 to go in this opening half of action. 2 receivers to either side for Norrid. The running back Parrish to his right. West Virginia sending pressure. He takes the snap. Quick screen, set up right side. Caught by Tyquez Mallet at the 18-yard line. Gets away from one man, but Marshawn Mankins, a sure-handed tackle up at the 17-yard line. A quick gain there on the quick throw from Trevor Norrid on first down and 10. They'll give Mallet 9 yards on the play all the way up to the 14-yard line. It'll be second down and 1.
Mallet able to slip the first tackle and got through Jacob Camacho, but we talked about Mankins, and we'd probably be calling his name a few more times. Well, he's showing up here this afternoon for the Yellow Jackets.
Rain starting to pick up here in Institute. Ball spotted on the right hash as we go under 11 minutes to play in the opening half. West Virginia State leading 7-0, but Barton driving inside the 20. Norrid from the gun, claps his hands, takes the snap. Quarterback draw. He's got a big hole over the left side. He's hit at the 7-yard line, keeps the legs churning, and then he's brought down as he goes over the 5. Keontavious McGrew got pulled inside on that play, and there was a big hole behind the left guard. It came down to an open field tackle from Jabari Henry, and he was able to hold on.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a designed quarterback run the whole way or if that one just opened up right in front of him, and you just your eyes get as big as dinner plates. You can't resist when it opens up like that. Nice run by the Bulldog quarterback.
First down and goal coming up from the 4-yard line. Twin receivers to either side, Norrid in the gun. The Rhode Island transfer barking out the signals, claps his hands, takes the snap, running Jackson Parrish off left tackle. He jukes back inside of the 2-yard line. He's held up right at the goal line. The pile pushed, and we're waiting for a signal from the officials. Barton signaling touchdown. But nobody wearing a black and white striped shirt signaling a touchdown. It'll bring up second down and goal inside the 1-yard line.
No, official on the far sideline marked it right about as close to that line as you can get.
And they line up quickly with Norrid set to go under center, and now this is going to be blown dead.
I believe State got a timeout in.
And West Virginia State is going to take its first time out of the game with 9:38 to play in this second quarter. We'll step away with them. 7-0, the Yellow Jacket lead, but Barton knocking on the door when we return. It's West Virginia State football on 107.3 The Beat. Barton right on the 1-yard line. 2nd down and goal out of the West Virginia State timeout. They had lined up to go for the quarterback sneak with Trevor Norred before West Virginia State got that timeout in. And now we're just waiting for the officials to give them the go-ahead here. Tom, I got a good feeling I know what's coming here.
Yeah, it's probably not a big secret what's going to happen right now. It looks like Barton's going to bring all those big fellas in and get in close as they can and just try to push in over the goal line.
Heavy set for Barton. You've got 2 tight ends on the field, plus the fullback, Alex Barnes. And they'll put Norad under center with the single back being Jackson Parrish. West Virginia State answers with 11 men in the box as well. And now we get the whistle from the officials to play on. 9:38 to go in the second quarter. West Virginia State leading 7-0. Norad under center, awaiting the snap from Robbie Delgado. Takes the snap, turns and hands it off for Parrish, and he is driven back at the 4-yard line. Marshawn Mankins coming in untouched with Adrian Bowers Jr., and he had nowhere to go.
No, I think we all got fooled a little bit there.
Yeah.
Pre-snap looked like they were going to go under center and try to just do the quick quarterback keeper, but Barton elects to go with the handoff, and State all over that. What a big play for the Yellow Jackets defense down on the goal line.
Adrian Bowers shed his block quickly, got through and made the play. 9:06 on this second quarter clock. It's 3rd down and goal from the 4. Norad in the gun. 2 receivers right, single receiver left. Tight end Ellington lined up on the right side outside the tackle, Caden Dillard. Working from the left hash, Norad barking out the signals. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws the fade to the left side. One-handed catch made in the corner of the end zone. Did he get a foot down? He didn't. We went for Lorenzo McFadder one-on-one with Darryl Fletcher, and Norad just laid it out a bit too far.
Yeah, McFadder did an outstanding job just to be able to bring that ball in no matter where he was, but not quite able to control it before he was already well out of bounds and sliding into the green part of the turf down on the far sideline. Nice attempt, but not able to keep it in bounds, and it brings up a big 4th down in this one.
They'll keep the offense in on 4th down and goal. They run the fullback Barnes onto the field and lose the tight end Ellington. McFadder, the single receiver, lined up left. 2 receivers to the right. That's Jacobs in the slot with Mallet wide outside the hash. Norad in the gun from the left hash. He's got the running back Parrish to his right. They'll hand it off to him running up the middle, and he is stuffed at the 2-yard line. West Virginia State surged in quickly, and it was Mike Wilson, the nose guard, that made first contact, tripped up Jackson Parrish as he went over the 3-yard line, and then the cavalry came to finish things off. Camacho in there.
Looked like Adrian Bowers was in on that.
Along with Bowers, and West Virginia State holds inside the 5.
Just an outstanding effort from the Yellow Jackets defense down around the goal line, able to hold strong, keep this Barton Bulldog offense off of the scoreboard, get the ball back for your offense.
And now,
but perhaps most importantly, maintain that lead for the time being as we get closer to halftime.
Jeremiah Covington-Griggs helping to keep Parrish from getting those legs moving forward as well. 8:37 to play in this second quarter of action. West Virginia State gets the football back at the 2-yard line. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Inside handoff. Pessoa has a seam behind the right guard. Sipple spins his way across the 5-yard line and stumbles up over the 10. Line to gain was the 12. He's close to first down yardage. They will officially spot him down at the 11. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Again, Pessoa just squirted through there and was able to keep his feet. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Fakes the handoff. Quarterback keep off right tackle this time. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage and is held up maybe just short. No, they give him the first down. Up to the 13-yard line. Moved the chains for the Jackets with 8 minutes to play in the second quarter.
And it looked like the second and third effort after contact there along the far hash mark. State quarterback able to get over that line to gain and move the sticks.
2 receivers left. Amari Airy, now 3 receivers left with Deron Johnson split out there as well. TJ Gregory, the single receiver right. They motion Johnson into the backfield. He lines up to the left side. Snap back to Jackson, handoff Pessoa. He runs right behind the center. Bartholomew runs into a little bit of traffic and then is brought down as he takes it up near the 17-yard line.
You see some of those big guys up front for State. They're ready to go. They're already making hand motions like, hey, let's get lined up. Let's get going. That's what you want to see out of those big guys. Tells me conditioning probably pretty good for that group right now if they're chomping at the bit, ready to go.
Pickup of about 4.5 yards there for Justin Pessoa. Brings up second down and a long 5 with 7:05 to play in this second quarter. The Jackets leading 7-0. Jackson with twin receivers either side takes the snap along the right hash, drops to throw. A 4-man rush from Barton, caught underneath. Pass outside the hash on the right side by Malik Baker. Dances back inside over the 25, keeps his feet over the 30, and then is wrapped up and brought down up near the 32-yard line. And now we've got a flag behind the play as Justice Hutchison, the left guard, had absolutely buried Quentin Davis in the backfield, and we may get a holding penalty here against the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, the protection was great in the pocket, but once the ball down the field, looked like maybe some stuff was going on back there the officials didn't like.
So it's offsetting personal fouls after the play as Davis got tied up with Hutchison, and I'll tell you what.
It looked like a wrestling match.
I'll tell you what, and it was a wrestling match that Hutchison came out on the right side of.
Yes.
That's not a guy you want to mess with for this West Virginia State team. So the catch and run for Baker stands, a 13-yard gain up to the 32-yard line for the West Virginia State first down.
Still haven't moved the chain crew on the far side. There they go.
There they go. Guys. So we'll scrimmage from the left hash here with twin receivers to either side of the formation for Jackson. 6:45 to play in this second quarter. Justin Pessoa, the running back, left. And now we've got the chains lined up for 1st and 10. Working from right to left across our broadcast position. Jackson claps his hands together, takes the snap. A short drop for him as 4 rushers come. He steps up in the pocket. He's pulled down from behind at the 26-yard line. That was Joshua Hightower that just drove in against the center, Logan Bartholomew, and got Jackson by the ankles and pulled him down.
Excellent job by the Barton defender there, just taking what he could get. The window wasn't open long and diving at the feet of the State quarterback, able to come up and stop him there because I tell you what, it looked like receivers were coming open. Jackson had his eyes downfield but not able to get that one off before he gets taken down.
Loss of 6 yards back to the 26. It'll be second down and 16 upcoming as we go under 6 minutes to play in the half. Motion man left to right is Adrian Mosley. Here's a handoff for Pessoa. He's got a seam across the 30, up over the 35, outside the numbers, over the 40. Lowers the shoulder as he takes it up to midfield. Keno Jones runs him out of bounds, but not before a big gain for Justin Pessoa. Officially into Barton territory at the 48-yard line. That's what you need in that moment, Tom. You're behind the sticks. Give it to your leader in the backfield, and Justin Pessoa rumbles for 28 yards.
Yeah, first time this season, Daniel, we've really seen Pessoa get loose for a big gain like that, and that's just what you want to see if you're the Yellow Jackets.
Movement up front here from Barton as Jackson went to the hard count. Kamari Hall able to stay on sides, though. 3 receivers right, tight end to the left. For Caleb Jackson in the shotgun, working from the left hash in Barton territory. The snap comes back. It goes through his hands. He picks it up in the backfield. He's still got time to throw. Now he steps up, and he is met in West Virginia State territory at the 45, driven down by a couple of white jerseys. Quentin Davis was the first man to him. Kamari Hall coming in to clean up the play as well. And those are the kind of mistakes you can't afford if you're West Virginia State. Saw it last week, getting behind the sticks with some negative plays and some penalties. And we've seen it a couple of times today as well.
Yeah, Jackson, not sure if he was not ready for that, if the snap came early, some miscommunication between himself and the center. But nice job to be able to pick that up. Looked like he might be able to get a pass off. Maybe you come away with, best case an incompletion on that, but he goes down for another big loss.
Second down and 18 coming up from the West Virginia State 45. Heavy set with Johnson in the backfield. Another high snap comes back. A handoff to Pessoa, and the line just falls apart. Now the ball comes loose inside the 40-yard line. Barton says they've got it. Pessoa slow to get up after the play, and it will be Bulldog football. Quentin Davis came charging in. He made the hit for Barton. Rather, he was behind the play. That's Xavion Brady that came in and made the hit. The ball came free, and it's picked up by Barton. They'll head the other way in prime position, and Justin Pessoa now still down after the play along with one of the Barton defenders.
Yeah, we've seen the quarterback-center exchange in that shotgun set go sideways for State a few times here today. The previous play had gone over the quarterback's head. He had to scramble, got taken down for a big loss, and then not a clean exchange again. Kind of threw things sideways in that one before they could get going. Pessoa hit hard, fumbles along the far sideline. Looked like he got rolled up on in the scrum over there, and the Bulldogs hop on the loose ball. It'll be Barton ball in state territory when we get going again here, but looks like they've got Pessoa up on his feet, but he's being helped off, and that is not what you want to see. If you're a West Virginia State fan, he's putting no weight on his right leg.
Benin Lowe, the right tackle, out to help him out, along with the athletic training staff led by Haley Bassett. The corner for Barton, Jay Bridgers, was also slow to get up after the play, but was able to pop back up and run over to the sideline. So Pessoa getting some help over. And again, he was hit from behind by Brady and just kind of got twisted up as that ball came free. And Barton, with a couple of white jerseys in the area, able to recover. Looked to be Corey Peterson, the one to fall on top of it. And this is going to be Barton's best opportunity in terms of field position. Certainly, they get it at the West Virginia State 37. 4:28 to play in this first half. A chance for Barton to pick up some momentum going into the locker room. Could tie the game here. Norred working from the left hash. He's got a single receiver split left. That's McFadder. Two receivers to the wide side with Mallett in the slot, and Jacobs lined up just inside the numbers. Parrish, the running back left, as Norred barks out the signals. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Quick throw left side. It's caught by McFadder up at the 30-yard line. He's met immediately by Darryl Fletcher, but again, that quick passing game for Barton gets them ahead of the sticks on first down. They say that he backtracked a bit to the 32-yard line. That'll go down as a gain of 5.
Yeah, State's defense came up big when called upon the previous drive. Big stop at the goal line. And backs up against it again as Barton starts out here in Yellow Jackets territory. 2nd and 5 coming up.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. West Virginia State leads 7-0. Fully loaded gunner running back to either side for Norred. They motion Parrish out from left to right. Now they'll throw him a swing pass. It's through his hands and incomplete. And just for good measure, Kieran Garcia made sure he wasn't going to get a second crack at that, and he knocked Parrish down hard.
Yeah, not the cleanest ball out of Norred's hands. Kind of led the receiver to the wrong shoulder. Out in front of him a bit, and got a little bit of the gator arms, and it came up short and got popped anyway. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Ball on the State 32-yard line.
Parrish, a capable pass catcher, caught a touchdown last week, the only touchdown for Barton against Virginia State. He had 86 receiving yards last year as a freshman. 3rd down and 5 from the 32. Two receivers left, a single to the right as they motion Mallett from left to right. Fake it to him. Hand it off inside for Parrish, and he's going nowhere. Jeremiah Covington-Griggs, Mike Wilson in on the play for the Jackets. Loss of 2 yards. It's 4th down.
Yeah, it looked like a hole had opened up along that left side, but the interior defense from West Virginia State able to get a hand to the leg of the Bulldog ball carrier and bring him down before he could get going. 4th down coming up now.
Eric McGuire coming in on that one as well. 4th down and 7 coming up with 3:18 on this clock, and they'll leave the offense on the field just kind of in no man's land here on 4th down. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line of West Virginia State. Norred in the gun. Motion man left to right is Jaden Lee. Snap back to Norred. He drops to throw. West Virginia State sends pressure. He checks down underneath the left side for Parrish. Makes a man miss. He takes it over the 30. Did he step out of bounds short? That's the question.
I believe he did. He's being marked about a yard short of the line to gain.
Parrish made Darryl Fletcher miss in the open field, but they say he stepped out of bounds at the 29-yard line. He needed the 27. That was Bowers reaching for him, and then Parrish run out of bounds just before the sticks. A fortuitous spot for West Virginia State will give the Jackets the ball. 2:56 to play here in the second quarter, leading 7-0.
It looked as the Barton receiver tried to tightrope there along the far sideline. Tips of those shoes just getting over the line, and it'll be a turnover. State getting the ball back.
JoJo Restall in the game at running back for West Virginia State after Pessoa was injured on the last drive. The snap to Jackson. The inside handoff goes to Restall. He's got a seam with a burst of speed up over the 35. He's brought down just short of the 40, and then he kept it rolling. He may have kept his feet even further, and they'll give him the 41-yard line. Bolt the lightning there for JoJo Restall for a pickup of 12. Yellow Jacket first down up to the 41, and they want to go quickly with 2:35 to play in the half. Jackson with 3 receivers split left. A single to the right is TJ Gregory. The slot man to the left is the tight end, Jax McCarty. And now the Yellow Jackets will bring things back into focus, getting the play call from the sideline. McCarty motioned in the backfield, lined up to the left. The snap comes back, another handoff for Restall. He's got a hole off left tackle, keeps his feet, gets away from one man, dives his way up to the 50-yard line before being hit. And he'll be near first down yardage again, a pickup of 9. Kenyon Palmer in on the play for Barton along with Javon Wesley, but JoJo Restall with a little bit of a spark here for West Virginia State as we go to the 2-minute timeout. The Yellow Jackets leading 7-0 against Barton. This is West Virginia State football on 107.3 The Beat. Season that Restall is on the field. Looking down to the injury tent, Pessoa still being worked on by that West Virginia State training staff.
Yeah, JoJo Restall, a name mentioned to you this week by State head coach John Pennington, a guy you wanted to see more of this week, but probably not the situation that he wanted to see more of him in right now, kind of forcing his hand with the injury to Pessoa.
Ball spotted on the left hash at the 50-yard line. Javian Jones, the single receiver, split to the wide side right on 2nd and 1. 2 receivers left for Caleb Jackson in the shotgun with Restall to his left. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff to him, thrown underneath and sent wide of the intended receiver, Amari Airy, at the 45-yard line of Barton. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, had Airy open on the quick comeback, but pass a little bit off target there and goes incomplete to bring up 3rd and 1.
We'll switch up the formation here. Malik Baker and Amari Airy go out to the right side. That's the wide side of the field. Javian Jones to the short side left. Tight end McCarty to the right as well. Jackson takes the snap, handoff. Restall running behind the block of his center, Bartholomew. He's got the first down, dancing up to the 45-yard line of Barton, and West Virginia State moves the chains on 3rd down.
Now, you don't want to put too much on Restall's plate here as he gets his legs under him in this one, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Barton has had no answer when they've gone to Restall on this drive.
Tusculum transfer is certainly run hard here to start. A high snap pulled down by Jackson. Handoff. Restall cutting back. He's not going to get much more than the line of scrimmage here. Quentin Davis got into the backfield quickly as they punch at the football. Ja'Cory Bible trying to rip it out, but they say forward progress stopped at the 45-yard line. No gain on the play. Clock running down under 90 seconds to play here in the half. McCarty, the tight end, will come off the field. They bring Adrian Mosley, a 4th receiver, into the game. 1:20 on the running clock, 2nd down and 9 from the 44 officially. Jackson claps and takes the snap. He drops to throw. 4-man rush. Swing pass set up left side. Restall pulls it in off his shoe tops and then is tripped up as he goes up to the 40-yard line. Nice hit there made on the play by Tyshawn Campbell.
And what a great job by Restall to bring that one in. It looked like it got tipped as it came out of the quarterback's hands, but not just to catch it, but to get positive yards. Nice play.
3rd down and 4 after a gain of 5. The snap back to Jackson, looking to throw down the field. Fires out to his right. It's caught outside the numbers at the 28-yard line. Malik Baker's got the first down and more. Dances his way up to the 25 and steps out of bounds on a nice gain there for West Virginia State. Strong throw to the wide side of the field for Caleb Jackson. And the Jackets are inside the 25 with 44 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, super soft coverage there along the far sideline by Barton. Allows the State receiver to be wide open on the comeback route, and it'll move the sticks for a Yellow Jackets first down.
Baker spotted out right at the 25. 7-0, the West Virginia State lead, under a minute to go in this first half. Ball spotted right hash with 4 receivers in the pattern, 2 to either side. Restall, the running back to the right of Jackson, who takes the snap and drops. Four-man rush from Barton. Jackson stepping up, pump fakes, now flushed out to his left, still looking downfield. He'll throw on the run for the end zone for Adrian Mosley, and it pops free at the goal line. Would have been an incredible play from Caleb Jackson. Mosley broke open, but was hit from behind as he tried to pull it in, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, that play a testament to the job the offensive line is doing by West Virginia State. Jackson had all the time in the world back there, just needed to buy a little more for the receivers to come open. Had a man there, but well defended and knocked away. Nearly a touchdown for the Yellow Jackets.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 on a stop clock from the 25. 35 seconds left here in this second quarter. Jackson has been efficient in the passing game, 9 of 12 for 71 yards here so far. They go heavy in the backfield, 2 running backs, 1 to either side. And they motion Nashawn Hill out to the right. He'll go out in the pattern. Snap back to Jackson, looking on the wheel route for Hill in the end zone. Single coverage, it's overthrown, incomplete. They got the look they wanted. They got Nashawn Hill out on the safety, Sean Jacob Bethea. He had a step on him, but Jackson just couldn't quite drop it in the bucket. It was a strong throw with some touch on it, but Hill had to reach out with one hand, and it falls incomplete.
And it looked like the linebacker, Cameron Royal, number 46, a 5'11 freshman, making a nice defensive play on that one. State looking to the end zone on 2nd down, 29 seconds to go. Another chance here for the Yellow Jackets to get some points before the break.
3rd down and 10 from the 25. Still working from that right hash out of the same formation. Hill stays in the game at running back. He's motioned out left. The snap back to Jackson as they send pressure. Pass thrown underneath. Caught at the 20-yard line by Amari Airy. He's run out of bounds immediately by Ja'Cory Bible. 5 yards short of first down yardage. Jackson wants to keep the offense on the field here on 4th down and 5. We'll see what John Pennington's decision is. He's pointing to the special teams unit. And we may get an opportunity here for Tony Hornbuckle, but not before a timeout is called by West Virginia State to talk this one over. And we'll take it as well. 17 seconds to play in this second quarter. West Virginia State leading over Barton 7-0. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat. "17 seconds on a stop clock out of the timeout, and West Virginia State will keep the offense on the field officially to face 4th down and 6 from the Barton 21-yard line. John Pennington electing to not go to his kicker, Tony Hornbuckle, and we'll see the offense back out on the field. From the right hash, Caleb Jackson in the shotgun, Nashawn Hill to his right. He takes the snap. 3-step drop, looking to throw, fires to his right. Open man, pass caught. Adrian Mosley at the 10-yard line. First down, Yellow Jackets, but now the back judge running in says he trapped it and couldn't hold on. It'll be a turnover on downs as West Virginia State had an open receiver downfield. Mosley coming back to the ball. Jackson's throw a little bit short, and he couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, that one through his hands, able to trap it underneath him. Fooled one of the referees. Back judge saw that ball squirt out. And another throw off the mark, this one on 4th down, just before halftime. It'll turn the ball over to Barton, but State coming away from that promising drive, looking like points all the way, but Yellow Jackets back to the sideline, still just a 7-0 lead.
Couple of missed opportunities as Trevor Norred will kneel out the final 11 seconds of this first half, and West Virginia State will go into the locker room with the same lead that it had after the game's opening drive. It's Yellow Jackets 7, Barton nothing. Our halftime report is next. This is West Virginia State football on 107.3 The Beat.
Game started their first drive in Barton territory, able to capitalize and get 7 points out of that. But since then, close but no cigar. State able to move the ball well, just not able to finish drives, as we've seen. Defense is playing well, though. Big goal line stand to keep Barton off of the scoreboard. They've been asked to bow up a few times in the first half, and they've answered that call. But for the offense, though, in the locker room, the message has got to be, guys, we've just got to finish drives. We've got to get points out of these. We're coming back to the sideline with no points far too often.
Let's take a look at those first half stats for West Virginia State, as they do lead 7-0, but struggled to finish drives, as you said there. Caleb Jackson, 10 of 15 passing for 75 yards so far, has been efficient in the opportunities he's been given. On the ground, Justin Pessoa, 11 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown. He did leave during the second quarter with an injury, did not return after that. Was replaced primarily by JoJo Restall, who carried 4 times for 27 yards. Nashawn Hill had 1 carry for no gain. Jackson, 5 carries officially. That includes a sack. 0 yards on his rushing total, but he did have a couple of positive runs for West Virginia State. In the passing game, 4 catches for 20 yards for Amari Airy. TJ Gregory with 2 grabs for 25. Malik Baker, a single catch for 14. Javian Jones had 1 catch, picking up 6 yards, as did Deron Johnson. He got 5 yards on his. Restall, 1 catch out of the backfield for 5 yards as well. Marshawn Mankins leading the defense with 6 total tackles. West Virginia State with 5 tackles for loss in that first half, which certainly helped keep Barton off the board. On the other side for the Bulldogs, Trevor Norred, not asked to do a whole lot passing the football, but he's done well in what he's done so far. 10 of 13 for 85 yards, 2 completions to Tyquez Mallett, 2 receptions for 23 yards, 2 catches as well for Lorenzo McFadder, that adding up to 6 yards. The running back Jackson Parrish has been targeted 3 times, caught 2 of them for 5 yards. The big play in the passing game for Barton went to Isaiah Jacobs. He had 1 catch for 43 yards down the field. Luke Smith, the quarterback turned tight end, had 1 catch for 5 yards. And Jaden Lee had 1 catch but went backwards on a loss of 2 yards. On the ground, Parrish, 7 carries for 18 yards. He's been bottled up primarily after a great first drive. And then Norred, the quarterback, has carried twice for 14 yards. The Barton defense led by Keno Jones and Javon Wesley. 8 tackles for Jones, 6 for Wesley, the true freshman safety. So, Tom, before we take a break here during our halftime show, you look at the stat line for both of these teams. West Virginia State has moved the ball well. They've just not taken advantage of the opportunities. Barton hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities, but they're still within 7.
Yeah, I think the Bulldogs got to feel like they left points on the board in the first half. They kicked a field goal off of the upright. They got down to the 1-inch line of West Virginia State before being turned away. So I think it's a similar message for both teams in the locker room. It's like, hey, guys, things are working. We've just got to capitalize. We've got to finish drives. We've got to come away with points. The defense is, hey, you're bending, you're not breaking. It's a low-scoring game. It's probably in your wheelhouse. But for these offensive groups, both sides feel like, there were things that you can build on in that first half, but you've got to come out and score points, bottom line, in the second half.
The game played between these two teams a year ago in Wilson, North Carolina, came down to the wire, a 27-24 win for West Virginia State. We'll see if this one comes down to the wire in the second half as well. When we return, take a look at scores around the Mountain East Conference and around the country. This is West Virginia State Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student-athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student-athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
Back at the half, Daniel One's Tom Bragg alongside for West Virginia State football against the Barton College Bulldogs. And the Yellow Jackets out in front at the half, 7-0. Let's take a look around the Mountain East Conference and around the country in college football today. Starting on Thursday night with 4 Mountain East Conference teams in action. Clarion defeating West Virginia Wesleyan 48-20. Got a big-time matchup in the top 15. Saw Cal PA come over Charleston 23-19. Frostburg State 2-0 after beating Millersville 42-34. And Fairmont State holds off Bloomsburg in overtime 41-40, the final score for the Fighting Falcons. One game underway already in the Mountain East Conference today. Make it 2 games in addition to ours. West Liberty and Seton Hill have just gotten started in the Northern Panhandle. That game is scoreless with 3.5 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Another game underway. It is Concord against Bluefield State. Bluefield State taking the lead with 10 minutes to go here in this opening half of action, in the first quarter, rather, between Bluefield State and Concord. Got a couple of area scores as well for high school football games that were continued from last night due to lightning around the area. Nitro winning the Battle of the Bridge against St. Albans 58-0, and Herbert Hoover holds off Winfield 35-0 in that high school matchup. Tom Bragg, you were on the scene for that Winfield Hoover game. It was Hoover in control, but the weather had some different ideas about finishing it last night.
Yeah, lightning delay turned into essentially a monsoon down at General Stadium in Putnam County. That one delayed with about 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. It was 28-0 when they went into the break. Hoover able to add a touchdown, finish that one up at 35-0. Looking at the score at the Battle of the Bridge, 58-0 in favor of the Nitro Wildcats. You know, that one was 14-0 when they went into their break. Wildcats coming up big down the stretch, and Daniel, that sets up a big one for Matt Murphy and I on 96.1 KWS this Friday. Home opener for Herbert Hoover. The Huskies host the Nitro Wildcats. That one's going to go a long way in the Cardinal Conference, but also Class AAA statewide. Those are 2 teams with deep playoff aspirations. Something's got to give next week. It was a great game last year down at Underwood Field. Dane Hatfield, a touchdown in overtime to seal the win for Herbert Hoover, but a lot of points on the board for those teams. When they get together, the defenses tend to shine. You saw them both pitch shutouts last night. It'll be a fun one down in Elkview on Friday.
Very excited for that one coming up this week. An exciting day around FBS college football today as well. Some ranked matchups underway. Penn State against FIU. And Penn State struggling to move the ball against FIU. 7-0, closing in on the 2-minute timeout of the first half in that one. Number 7, Texas against San Jose State. That game 28-0 in the second quarter. Number 11, Illinois against Duke, leading 7-6 on the road in Durham. Number 14, Florida State against East Texas A&M, well in control in the second quarter, 35-0. The Cyhawk game between Iowa State and Iowa going the way of the Cyclones right now, 6-3. Is the score in the second quarter. Number 17, SMU leads Baylor, 17-7 in the second quarter of action. Number 23, Indiana against Kennesaw State with a 14-0 lead. And number 24, Texas Tech, 38-0 the advantage against Kent State. Texas A&M, the number 19 team in the nation, leading Utah State 7-6. Of course, West Virginia set to kick off this afternoon at 4 o'clock against Ohio. Marshall against Missouri State at 6 from Huntington. We'll step away. We'll get some updates from around the country in both news and sports. Second half action is after this on 107.3 The Beat.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
I was like, oh, somebody named Earl.
Using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create And the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
I figured they would be so bad. They are better than I thought they would be. I think State's a little worse than I thought. At least today. That's what we're seeing.
And I guess the 41-10 or whatever it was, I guess was kind of misleading maybe because first.
Line drive kick high over the head of Hightower and into the end zone for the touchback. Some extracurriculars behind the play there, but no flags coming out. Alex Schrader, a couple of opportunities to boot it away here, Tom. Not necessarily towering kicks, but he's getting those balls into the end zone, and that's something that John Pennington, the head coach, who doubles as the special teams coordinator, has to be happy with.
No, if you want to keep an opposing team from getting good returns, setting up good field position, well, take the ball out of their hands, put it in the end zone. If you got a guy that can do that, it's a weapon. State seems to have found a guy that can do that.
West Virginia State defense on the field to face this Barton offense for the first time here in the second half. West Virginia State offense hoping to get on the field quickly. Justin Pessoa, the all-conference running back who was injured in the first half, is up on his feet, has not quite returned to the sideline yet. We'll keep you updated on his status as things go on here. And now some confusion for Barton, and a delay of game penalty is going to come out against the Bulldogs on the very first play of the second half.
So I guess maybe they didn't have quite enough time in the locker room. They needed 30 more seconds, not 25.
And West Virginia State, with Barton behind the chains, is going to make a change defensively. They'll bring an extra defensive back on the field. Eric McGuire will come in to play the nickel spot as Kieran Garcia goes off the field. Pessoa over on the sideline, moving gingerly, but good to see him on his feet with the training staff. Shotgun set here for Trevor Norred. 2 receivers to either side of the formation on 1st and 15. Takes the snap. Flag comes out immediately. It's a false start. Barton moved.
Bulldogs all sorts of out of whack coming out of the locker room here. We saw a delay of game and now a false start before the ball has been snapped here in the second half. There's still 15 minutes on the clock.
And that's the kind of thing that's going to drive head coach Chip Hester nuts. You're in a 1-score game on the road going into the second half. You're getting the ball coming out, and you've just given away 10 free yards before any time comes off the clock.
Worth noting on the Justin Pessoa sighting, still in his uniform, still in pads. Obviously, you want the best for him. Not sure if he'll be back out today, but long-term, you got to like the prognosis. He's still in pads after the break. They didn't get him out to look at him.
1st and 20 as West Virginia State brings pressure. The snap to Norred. He has to scramble away from it, rolling to his right, fires downfield. Pass broken up. Hat came off the back judge as well, as that was intended for Isaiah Jacobs. He had gone out of bounds and come back in, so that was going to go as illegal touching even if he pulled it in. But good job there by West Virginia State. Marshawn Mankins, the free rusher, coming in, and then the throw down the sideline. Sean Russ in single coverage, able to break it up.
Yeah, Mankins timed that incredibly well, broke through, tripped up a little bit, didn't come through the line quite as clean as he probably wanted to, but still forced Norad to kind of go into panic mode there, and incomplete pass.
4 receivers, 2 to either side for Norad on 2nd and 20. West Virginia State again shows pressure, and they send it. He takes the snap. He drops to throw, throws over the middle, and throws it right to Jacob Camacho. Down the middle of the field, returns it over the 20, over the 15, past the 10, and into the end zone for the West Virginia State touchdown. Jacob Camacho just caught that right in the breadbasket. Norad throwing off balance. Fired over the middle, it was picked off, and Camacho took it the rest of the way to the end zone. We've got a couple of flags down on the play. At least one of them came after Camacho had crossed the goal line, so we're going to have to sort out some laundry before they can put 6 points on the board for West Virginia State.
Yeah, first real big mistake from either side here today, Daniel. Both teams have kind of been feeling each other out through the early process, first half of this game, but that pass, just not sure who that was going to. Not a white shirt anywhere in the vicinity of Camacho as he gets his hands on that one and scoots in for what we think, depending on what happens with the officials, will be a touchdown.
So it's going to be a holding penalty against Barton that is declined. The touchdown stands, and then we've got a personal foul against West Virginia State at the end of the play. So there was a flag thrown right at the line of scrimmage. That's the holding penalty against Barton that is declined by West Virginia State. Touchdown stands for Camacho. And then I will say this, Tom, I saw it at the end of the play. Adrian Bowers, as Camacho went into the end zone, absolutely flattened one of the offensive linemen from Barton, and I guess they say that was after the play.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure. Saw a couple guys laid out in white jerseys. Also a pretty big celebration down there. Wasn't sure if it was on the play or one of the celebration things, but hate to see that if you're State, but love to see those points go on the board, Daniel, something we talked about. Got to come away with points on the board. Get it any way you can. Defense coming up big there.
Jacob Camacho, the pick 6 for West Virginia State. Tony Hornbuckle on for the extra point. Camacho has to stay on the field because he's the holder for the Yellow Jackets. And now we've got another stoppage, and they're not going to assess the penalty on the extra point. That's what I thought initially we were stopping play for, but instead everybody's going to get lined up, and Hornbuckle is going to get a crack at this with 14:41 to go in the second quarter. The short snapper for State is Justice Hutchison. The snap back, the hold down, the kick from Hornbuckle is up, and the kick is good. 19 seconds into the second quarter, West Virginia State 14, Barton nothing. This is West Virginia State Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
back and forth first half, followed by the first big mistake in this game, Tom Bragg. Trevor Norred, a little out of sorts against the West Virginia State pressure, throws over the middle to no one in particular, and Jacob Camacho comes up with the interception, a 34-yard return for the Yellow Jacket touchdown.
Yeah, exactly what this Yellow Jacket defense needed to start the second half. It seems like it's been going on for a while now. We're just 19 seconds into the third period here, and already West Virginia State making one of the plays of the game so far, 14-0 Yellow Jackets after the big interception return for a touchdown by Camacho.
Couple of penalties called against Barton, setting up first down and 20. Get an incomplete pass, and then the pressure from Marshawn Mankins and Adrian Bowers forcing Norred into an off-balance throw that hit Jacob Camacho right at his belt line, and he had blockers out in front to take it the rest of the way. So an opportunity still here for Barton to get the offense going in the second half, but Norred showing his first signs of struggle in this game after an efficient first half. They'll assess that personal foul penalty from the interception return here on the kickoff. Again, Adrian Bowers called for a late hit at the end of that play. So Alex Schrader is going to have to kick this from the 20-yard line. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's not going to get his third touchback of the game here.
Yeah, Schrader's been fantastic on the touchback so far, but 80 yards between where the ball is placed and the goal line. Not sure that he's got the leg quite for that one.
Jaden Lee and Kavari Hightower back to receive at the 20-yard line. Schrader's lined up short. He may just squib this. And instead, he'll send a pop fly towards the 25-yard line, caught by Lee at the 27, running along the numbers on the right side. Goes up over the 40, and then he's run out of bounds into the Barton sideline. And a little bit of pushing and shoving on that play as he goes out of bounds. Rather, that's the West Virginia State sideline, so I'm not necessarily sure if I was Jaden Lee, I would have been wanting to start something over there. But he was willing to, and it'll bring up first down and 10 for this Barton offense.
Yeah, all things considered, Daniel, with the penalty assessed on that kick. Not a bad kick from Schrader in the air, nearly 60 yards in the air. The coverage team able to get down there and limit what Barton's able to do on that return, and they'll start in their own territory, albeit just barely. Ball right at the 45-yard line of the Bulldogs as we get started.
14:35 as this drive begins for Trevor Norred. Motions Lee from right to left across the formation. Fakes it to him and drops to throw. Now he's under pressure. Chased right by Marshawn Mankins, who got him by the ankles and took him to the ground.
Mankins came free along the far side. Norred turned, not looking at him. Mankins able to close the gap and dive at the feet and bring the quarterback down. What a game by Marshawn Mankins.
Blindside rush. He shoved off Lee and flew into the backfield to get a hold of the quarterback back at the 41-yard line. 1 minute gone in the third quarter. It'll be second down and 14 after the sack. Three receivers to the wide side of the field. Left for Norred as West Virginia State again flashes pressure. They don't send it this time. They set up a screen on the left side, caught by Tyquez Mallett, who's got a seam to the sideline up over the 50. He's into West Virginia State territory over the 40. Cuts back inside as he crosses the 20-yard line and is finally run down from behind by Eric McGuire. My goodness, they set up Mallett to the outside, but it looks like they set him up with a holding penalty.
Yeah, penalty flag on the field. Looked like
Isaiah Jacobs had a pretty strong hold of Darrell Fletcher.
Yeah, there's a reason that guy got as loose as he did. All credit to him. Very fast player, but it's easy to be fast when the other team's getting help.
Mallett able to turn the corner, but it was Jacobs that just held on to Fletcher a little bit too long, and it's going to take away a huge play for Barton. Bring the ball back to the 48-yard line of the Bulldogs to bring up second down and 7. Twin receivers to either side for Norred, working from the left hash. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff to the running back Parrish. Now throws the screen left side for Lee, who dances his way up over the 50 before being chased out of bounds by Jacob Camacho on the left side. And that'll bring up third down and 3. 13:20 to play in this third quarter of action. 14-0 is the West Virginia State lead over Barton. Bulldogs want to go quickly. Snap back again. They set up the screen to Lee left side. Right at the sticks. He's chased out of bounds by Camacho on that left side. It'll come down to the spot of the football. And the official signals first down, move the chains for Barton at the 45.
The WVSU defensive backs playing off a little bit of the line on that far side in particular. Barton taking advantage of it. They've gone there 3 times in a row.
Bulldogs going quickly with 3 receivers to the wide side right. Norred in the gun. Claps his hands and takes the snap, sets up the screen to that side. It's Mallett with a couple of blockers in front, but now he's wrapped up by Eric McGuire at the 44-yard line. He shedded his block quickly and drove Mallett to the ground after a gain of a yard. And now Mallett had to be pulled off of West Virginia State's Sean Russ, and that will delay Barton getting back to the line of scrimmage on 2nd down and 9, 12-20. On a rolling third quarter clock, they trail West Virginia State 14-0.
Yeah, starting to see that chippy stuff after just about every play here, Daniel. Tension's high down there on the field right now.
2 receivers to either side for Norred as they break the huddle. Jackson Parrish, the running back, offset to the left. Robbie Delgado, the center, over the ball. The snap comes back. Norred, a quick drop to throw, looking to his left, has Jaden Lee in the flat. He's got a blocker out in front, turns the corner over the 40, and then is drilled at the 38-yard line. Eric McGuire, playing much bigger than his 5'8", 170 pounds, makes the stop.
Another 3rd down coming up for this West Virginia State defense. The Yellow Jackets looking to answer the call once again. They've been strong so far, no points allowed, but Barton in state territory now, looking to move the sticks.
3rd down and 2 at the 37-yard line. Norred in the shotgun. Takes the snap, handoff. Parrish tripped up initially at the line of scrimmage, spins away from a man, and it looks like he's got the 1st down up to the 33-yard line. Mankins had gotten into the backfield. He danced away from him, then spun off Adrian Bowers and was able to pick up the 1st.
Yeah, Parrish needed 2, and the spin move and second effort, it looks like he got about 3, maybe 3.5 on that. It'll be a 1st down for the Bulldogs.
11 minutes to play in this third quarter. Barton driving inside the West Virginia State 35. 1st down and 10 at the 34. Norred with 3 receivers split to the right side. That's the wide side of the field. He's got Parrish to his right in the gun. The snap comes back. Another screen setup. It's caught behind the line of scrimmage by Kavari Hightower, who is buried by Marshawn Bankins at the 39.
Marshawn Mankins making his case early for being not just one of the best defensive players on this West Virginia State roster, but maybe one of the best defensive players you'll find anywhere in the Mountain East Conference this season. What an afternoon he's having.
Mankins makes the stop. Again, back at now the 38 officially. That's a loss of 4. Mankins 8 tackles today already. He's got a sack and a tackle for loss as well. Coming up on 10 minutes to play in the third quarter. Barton driving now behind the sticks on 2nd and 14. Norred out of the shotgun, takes the snap, a short drop. He's flushed out to his right. He'll throw on the run. The pass is caught up at the 22-yard line along the sideline by Isaiah Jacobs, who is pushed out of bounds by Sean Russ, but he is very close to 1st down yardage. He's got the 1st down, certainly, as they officially spot him out at the 21-yard line. That'll move things again for Barton on 2nd down and long. 9:45 to play in this third quarter. 2 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right is Jacobs for Norred, working from the right hash. Parrish, the running back, right. West Virginia State loading up the box, showing pressure. Snap to Norred, fakes the handoff, throws right, pass caught by Jacobs. He gets around Sean Russ, and he'll take it the rest of the way into the end zone for the Barton touchdown. Russ jumped on the inside. The throw from Norred put on the outside shoulder of Isaiah Jacobs, who had nothing but green grass in front of him after he pulled it in. And Barton is on the board with 6 from 21 yards away.
Yeah, Russ tried to jump in front of that one. Looked like he had a chance to potentially make a play on the ball, but once it got past him, it was trouble for the Yellow Jackets. Points on the board here for the first time this afternoon for the Bulldogs.
Andrew Bontico on for the extra point. And now a flag comes out as Barton was running a 12th player off late.
Flag on the play.
And they're going to move this extra point back. Bontico does the kicking, does the punting. He kicks off for Barton. So even without getting points on the board, he's been busy today already. And he's going to get another crack at this. Has already missed a 39-yard field goal attempt. That came on the Bulldogs' first drive. And now I'm not sure they know who's supposed to be on the field for the extra point unit.
We have lots of confusion here right now by the guys in white shirts.
Late man coming on for Barton is Xavier Lopez Garcia, a reserve offensive lineman. So effectively a 20-yard kick here for Bontico on the extra point. Snapper is Sammy Watkins. The snap back, the hold down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So much ado about nothing to lead up to that one as Barton gets on the board for the first time. 21 yards, Trevor Norhead to Isaiah Jacobs for the score. West Virginia State leads 14-7. Yellow Jackets get the ball after this on 107.3 The Beat.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
Barton gets its first points of the afternoon. A 21-yard touchdown pass from Trevor Norhead to Isaiah Jacobs. And West Virginia State will get the ball back, looking to answer, holding on to a 14-7 lead. 9:24 to play in this third quarter as Andrew Bontico is set to boot this one away for Barton from left to right. And the Yellow Jackets send Javian Jones back deep to receive.
Yeah, we'll see if the Yellow Jackets have an answer for the first score of the ball game by the Bulldogs. State up 14-7 here. This will be it will be in reality the first time we've seen the Yellow Jackets offense on the field. State scored its points this quarter on a defensive touchdown the first time Barton had the ball.
Jacob Camacho, a 34-yard interception return for a touchdown as Trevor Norhead threw the ball right to the West Virginia State free safety on the opening drive of the half. Bontico's got it teed up, puts the right foot into the ball. This a deep kick into the end zone, sending Jones back. He'll catch it 6 yards deep in the end zone and just go to a knee for the touchback. So Caleb Jackson, the West Virginia State offense, coming on for the first time here in the second half. Jackson saw that passing line take a little bit of a dip on the final drive just because the Yellow Jackets were trying to throw the ball down the field some on that last drive of the first half. So he's 10 for 15 for 75 yards here coming into the second half. And he's going to be asked to do a little bit more here, Tom, because Justin Pessoa still not available for West Virginia State over there by the medical tent. He's on his feet. He's still got his pads on, but doesn't have his helmet on. He's not with the team either. Caleb Jackson in the shotgun, 2 receivers right, single to the left, takes the snap, hands it off to Pessoa's replacement, JoJo Restall, who dances his way up across the 25 to the 28-yard line. Call it a gain of 3 on 1st and 10.
Restall on the carry.
9:15 on the running clock here in this third quarter. 14-7, the West Virginia State lead over Barton.
And Daniel Jackson has been fairly good today so far, but if you can ding him for anything, accuracy has left a little bit to be desired. He has been wide and short on a few throws that could have been big gains for the Yellow Jackets.
Lined up on the left hash, 2 receivers to either side. Snap to Jackson. He'll drop to throw. A 4-man rush from Barton. Checks down underneath. Pass caught at the 30-yard line by Restall, who's quickly speeding over the 40-yard line. JoJo Restall got a little bit of space in front of him and just got the feet churning. He officially is taken down at the 47-yard line, make it the 48. So a nice pickup there for JoJo Restall on 2nd down and long, and West Virginia State is in business up to their own 48-yard line.
JoJo's got some jets, and it doesn't take him long to get going. So he made the catch, turned, put his foot in the ground, and then immediately was cranked up to, I don't want to say top speed. I imagine he can probably go a little faster than that, but he got going really quick in a hurry, able to move the sticks for another Yellow Jackets first down.
20 yards on the catch and run. We've got a brief stoppage for an injury, but everybody's going to come back out onto the field quickly. Amari Airy lined up in the slot to the right. Malik Baker wide to that side. The single receiver left is T.J. Gregory. H-back to the right of the formation, Deron Johnson with Restall to the left of the quarterback Jackson. He'll get the handoff here. Restall running behind his right guard, Brody Sipple. Lowers the shoulder and just keeps pushing the pile down into Barton territory up to the 45-yard line. Another hard run there from JoJo Restall. Give him 7. The junior, 5'10", 190 pounds from Orange Park, Florida. Spent the first 2 years of his career at Tusculum. 730 yards in 20 games for him as part of that program. 2nd down and 3 from the Barton 45. 7:45 on a running third quarter clock. West Virginia State holding a 14-7 lead. Heavy backfield with Johnson, the fullback right, and Restall to the right of the quarterback, Jackson, who pulls down a high snap, fakes the handoff. Now he's under pressure, flushed out to his right by Davis, throws on the run, pass caught, 35-yard line. Along the numbers, it's Malik Baker, pulled down immediately by Xavion Brady, but a good job there by Jackson to get loose, keep his eyes downfield, and Baker working back to the ball helps West Virginia State get the first down.
And not the most flashy of plays, Daniel, but for my money, one of the best passes Jackson has thrown all day, having to be on the move and hit the target. Didn't have a whole lot of room for error. That was a nice play by the State quarterback.
Official spot is the 36-yard line from the right hash out of the gun. 2 receivers left, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Restel. Quarterback keeper off the right side, crosses the 35. He's wrapped up underneath and falls forward up to the 31-yard line. Coming in to make the stop, Zahir Williams, the corner for Barton. They give forward progress to the 32-yard line there for Jackson, a gain of 5.
5-yard gain, 2nd and 5 at the Barton 31.
6:35 on this third quarter clock. 14-7 is the West Virginia State lead. Restel, the running back, moves to the left of the quarterback Jackson with 3 receivers left to the wide side of the field. Snap back to Jackson. A short drop looking to throw. Slant pattern caught across the middle and then broken up at the 25-yard line. Amari Airy, the intended receiver, got his hands on it, but Savion Rogers hit him hard from behind and jarred the ball loose.
Airy, one of the favorite targets of Jackson last week at Carson Newman, and credit to the job this Bulldog defense is doing, just not giving him a whole lot of room to work. It's not that he hasn't been out there. They're just not letting him get open, and hasn't really been an option very many times for Jackson.
He's gotten targets. He's been targeted 7 times, but just 20 yards on 4 catches. Same formation here for West Virginia State on 3rd down and a long 5. The snap to Jackson, pitches it left side. Restel trying to turn the corner, crosses up over the 30, breaks a tackle, spins his way over the 25. He's got the first down. They thought they had him dead to rights. Xavion Brady came in, tried to get him with the shoulder, but Restel runs so hard, you're not going to be able to do much unless you wrap him up and bring him to the ground. A tremendous job to keep his balance, and he's got the first.
Yeah, great job by JoJo. Wonderful individual effort there. Made the first man miss, able to get outside, and gosh, that's so important on those toss plays. They can get blown up in the backfield so easily by just one defender. He's able to beat that guy and turn it into a first down.
Restel now 7 carries for 37 yards is going to get a breather as Nashawn Hill comes into the game. West Virginia State first down from the 24-yard line off the left hash. 2 receivers right, single to the left is Javian Jones. The snap back, the handoff goes inside for Hill, who's got a hole behind the right guard. Brody Sipple dances his way up over the 20 and is undercut at the 24, rather the 16-yard line. Jay Bridgers coming in to help make the stop for Barton, but it will be a 2nd down and 4 coming up for West Virginia State. The official spot of the ball, the 18. No, call it the 16. 5:10 to play in this third quarter. Yellow Jackets driving, looking to take a 2-score lead. Jackson takes the snap. Inside handoff again goes to Hill, this time over the left side. He dumps his way across the 15 down to the 13-yard line. That'll move the chains.
Yeah, State being pretty methodical on this drive. A lot of running plays, just trying to get that ground game established here in the second half and add to that lead. That now sits at 7 points, 14-7.
Barton has gone with a heavier look up front, some bigger guys on the interior of the defensive line to try to stop the run. Jackson in the shotgun just inside the left hash. Another handoff for Hill. They open a hole for him. He tries to cut back inside, gets up to the 10, and then pushes the pile up to the 9-yard line. Logan Bartholomew, the center, getting in behind that play just to keep Hill moving forward. They officially say his forward progress was stopped at the 10. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7 after a gain of 3. West Virginia State going to bring a heavy set onto the field. The 6th offensive lineman, David Dawson, has come into the game. Saw this in the red zone a couple of times in the first half on that opening scoring drive for West Virginia State. So you've got 6 offensive linemen plus the H-back Johnson lined up to the left side of the formation. They'll split a single receiver out to either side with Restel, the running back, to the right of the quarterback Jackson. And now they motion Malik Baker from left to right. The snap back to Jackson, fakes the handoff, and a flag comes out for a false start.
Flag on the play.
Some confusion there as Baker had initially lined up to the right side. Then they brought him over to the left. Then they had to motion him back to the right, and somebody got going a little too early.
Yeah, the types of things that drive football coaches crazy, Daniel. You've got a nice drive going. You're knocking on the door. You're on the cusp of possibly putting more points on the scoreboard, and you get a pre-snap penalty, moves things back. It's kind of been the case for State in these spots so far this season, clinging to this close lead, see if they can overcome the penalty.
2nd down and 12 coming up from the 15-yard line. 3:30 to go in this third quarter. A 14-7 Yellow Jacket lead. The snap to Jackson. Handoff. Restel. Big hole up the middle. A bolt of lightning across the 10. He's dumped at the 5-yard line by Javon Wesley, but he gets everything back and some more. It'll be 3rd down and 2 coming up for West Virginia State on the scamper by JoJo Restel.
Restel in the game, spelling off the injured Justin Pessoa and really making a name for himself here in this home opener for WVSU. He has looked very good when getting his number called.
Spot the ball down at the 4. It's 3rd down and 1 inside the 5. 3 receivers to the wide side right, working from the left hash. Jackson motions Deron Johnson back into the backfield. Quarterback claps his hands, takes the snap, handoff. Restel straight up the middle. He's hit at the line of scrimmage by Quentin Davis. Spun off of him a bit. That may have been enough for the 1st down. We'll have to wait for the spot of the football.
Well, after that carry, Daniel, 9 carries so far for Restel, up around 55, 56 yards, depending on how many they give him on that.
And they put the ball down at the 3. They've thrown the chains down and turned the down marker back to 1, which means it's 1st and goal for West Virginia State at the 3-yard line. 6 offensive linemen back on the field as they'll break the huddle with the tight end, Jax McCarty, out there as well. You get a fullback to the right, a tight end to the left, and 1 receiver out to the left side, the short side of the field. That's Amari Airy, motioned back into the backfield. Snap, back, handoff. Nashawn Hill plowing his way towards the goal line. He's in for the Yellow Jacket touchdown. JoJo Restel took him down the field, and Nashawn Hill gets him into the end zone. 3rd score of the day for the Jackets, makes it 20-7 with 1:55 to play in the 3rd.
And the way West Virginia State went about that drive, Daniel, got to build a little bit of confidence going forward into the latter stages of this ball game. There had been so much start and stop, and you get down there and you end up coming away with no points. Yellow Jackets overcome that, get into the end zone, 20-7 now, as you said, pending the extra point.
Tony Hornbuckle on for the kick out of the hole to Jacob Camacho. The snap back, the hold down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. With 1:55 to play in the 3rd quarter, it's West Virginia State 21 and Barton 7. This is West Virginia State Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
$1:55 to play in the 3rd quarter as we return. West Virginia State leading Barton 21-7. I'm Daniel Woods, Tom Bragg alongside. Tom, just what the doctor ordered after Barton got on the board for the first time. Yellow Jackets go down the field 13 plays, 75 yards, 7 minutes and 29 seconds with Nashawn Hill capping it off from 3 yards out.
Yeah, great drive for State to come out and really establish some momentum in the second half. Yellow Jackets had already gotten on the board in this quarter via a defensive touchdown. Camacho had the interception that he took back. So first time out on the field in the 3rd quarter for John Pennington's crew. And you just described it all. Long drive, took a lot of time off of the clock, and it ends in another touchdown. That is best case scenario for this group getting their first chance of the 3rd quarter.
Alex Schrader will boot it away. Yellow Jackets now with a 2-score lead, and what has been a methodical Barton offense is more likely than not going to be forced into a quicker trip down the field here as they now trail by 2 scores with under 17 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, points at a premium this afternoon here in Institute, so Barton may have to change things up, as you said, a little bit and be a little more deliberate about trying to get in the end zone.
Schrader sends a short kick away, taken by Jaden Lee at the 12-yard line. He'll reverse field, running outside the hashes on the right side. He's met at the 30-yard line and dropped at the 32. Keyshawn Washington, the redshirt freshman transfer from Lackawanna College, coming in on the stop for West Virginia State.
Deloach and Washington on the tackle.
Greg Deloach, the redshirt freshman defensive back, in on the play as well.
Bulldogs will start their next drive.
147 as Barton gets the football back here to start this possession, trailing 21-7. Trevor Norrid out of the huddle for the Bulldogs. Really got the quick passing game going well on that last drive for Barton, including a short throw that Isaiah Jacobs turned into a 21-yard touchdown. He's 18 of 23 for 150 yards, a touchdown, and an interception as this drive begins. Norrid stands in the pistol with a single receiver to either side of the deep back Parrish. He takes a snap, hands it off for Parrish. He doesn't have a lot of space. Will try to bounce it outside as he goes up over the 37-yard line, is banged out of bounds by Jeremiah Covington-Griggs after a short gain up to the 41. Call it 2nd down and 6.
Mankins makes the stop.
Jackson Parrish
After a 4-yard gain.
expected to be the feature back for this Barton team after a all-conference performance last year as a true freshman. Now as a sophomore, had a rather uninspiring start to his season. 9 carries, -9 yards last week against Virginia State. Hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities here against West Virginia State in the second half either. 2nd down and 6. Motion man into the backfield is Kavari Hightower. They hand it to him on the jet sweep. He's trying to turn the corner. Instead, we'll get north and south up over the 40. And got back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe picked up an extra yard. We'll give him forward progress to the 43-yard line. The line to gain is just past the 47. It'll be 3rd down and 4 coming up for Barton. 3 receivers bunched to the right side of the formation, a single to the left with the running back Dakari Davis into the game now to the right of Norrid. He takes the snap, sets up a screen to that far right side. It's caught by Hightower, who's met in the backfield at the 39-yard line and driven out of bounds. West Virginia State sniffed it out perfectly as the Yellow Jackets got into the backfield in a hurry and making the initial stop. DeMarcus Daniels, the Cabell Midland product, brings up 4th down.
Yeah, that really only works if the ball comes out of the quarterback's hand with a little more speed on it. That one had a little air under it.
A little bit of a floater, you could say.
Took some time to develop, and in that meantime, State's defense able to key in on that and make the big stop on 3rd down.
Andrew Bontico comes on to punt, and it'll be Malik Baker back deep to receive it at the West Virginia State 20-yard line. 16 seconds on a stop clock. The kick is away. It's a high spiral kick taken to the 18. Baker cutting inside at the right hash is met immediately and brought down at the 20-yard line. So a 2-yard return there for Malik Baker. The stop made by Jay Bridgers, and West Virginia State will get the football back with 4 seconds left here in this 3rd quarter. 21-7 the advantage. West Virginia State, again, a 7.5-minute drive. The last time out on the field that was finished by the Nashawn Hill touchdown run. We'll see if John Pennington elects to try to chew that clock up again. Here as we're set to go into the 4th quarter, likely after this first play. 2 receivers right, single to the left is TJ Gregory for Jackson in the gun with Restel, the running back, on his right. Claps his hands, takes the snap, handoff, Restel running behind left guard. He's got a seam across the 25, breaks a tackle as he goes over the 30 and spins forward up to the 34-yard line. JoJo Restel just hits that hole with reckless abandon, but there's now a flag down behind the play.
That's a Yellow Jacket.
Got a little crossed up in the PA system there, but it is a holding penalty against West Virginia State. Initially, that's what was signaled. And it's either way going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So we will go to the 4th, and we will sort out the penalty after this. This is West Virginia State football on 107.3 The Beat.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive.
Ending is we're ready to get things started with Caleb Jackson in the gun. 3 receivers to the left, single receiver right. TJ Gregory takes the snap, fakes the pitch. Johnson has a hole up over the 20-yard line, spins forward, breaks a tackle at the 25, still on his feet as he crosses the 30, running along the left hash, and he's finally dragged to the ground up at the 35-yard line by Jakari Bible. They've gone to that pitch play for the running back Restel out of the backfield a couple of times. This time Jackson fakes the pitch, keeps it, and there was nobody home for that Barton defense.
Yeah, nice play drawn up there by West Virginia State. Saw something up top on the previous attempts, and as you said, just pulled it down, kept him himself.
First down and 10 at the 35 after the biggest run of the day for Caleb Jackson. Teron Johnson motioned into the backfield with 2 receivers right. Snap back, handoff. JoJo Restel running up the middle. He's met at the line of scrimmage, keeps the legs alive, pushing the pile up for a gain of about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. West Virginia State football also brought to you by Poca Valley, your community bank where relationships matter. Good News Mountaineer Garage, donate a car, change a life. Into the 4th quarter here, West Virginia State going to be given forward progress out to the 39-yard line on a gain of 4 there by Restel. His forward momentum was really stopped at the original line of scrimmage, but the pile driven forward enough to make it 2nd down and 6, 13:45 to play in the game. Jackson in the gun, 2 receivers right, single left is Javian Jones. Flashing pressure here, the Barton defense, it comes as Jackson is chased into the backfield. He'll throw downfield into traffic over the head of Jones and incomplete.
Really probably closer to being a reception than it had any business. As Jackson really just chucking that one up for his life, a hope and a prayer, and able to get an arm on it. Ball's incomplete, but impressed with the play to avoid the sack and the intentional grounding.
Savion Rogers, the nickel back in this 4-2-5 defense for Barton, came off the edge untouched, right into Jackson's face, had him by the legs, and the quarterback was able to unleash that quickly enough to just get it out of bounds in the area of a receiver. Shotgun snap on 3rd down and 6. Screen pass set up right side, caught by Restel, who lost his footing at the 35. West Virginia State will go backwards, and it's a punt situation here on 4th down and 10.
Yeah, that swing pass just a little bit too low for Restel to be able to bring in and keep his feet. Elected to bring it in, but did not keep his feet. And 4th down coming up.
13 minutes left on the clock here in the 4th. Barton trailing 21-7. We'll get the football back. Tyquez Mallet back deep to receive. And Alex Schrader standing at his own 20. Set to boot it away for West Virginia State. The snap comes back. Barton coming after it. Here's an end-over-end kick that bounces at the 36-yard line. Takes a roll for West Virginia State inside the 30, across the 25, down inside the 20. It's going to keep going all the way to the 13-yard line, and the long snapper, Will Seitz, picks it up. That's what you were looking there for from Alex Schrader. Got a big roll on that ball all the way down to the 13-yard line, and that'll go down as a net of 48 yards.
And nice punt.
And I did my math wrong. It's 52 yards. Even better.
Wow.
So Alex Schrader, the true freshman from Point Pleasant, came in as a do-it-all specialist. They still have some hope that he could be a place kicker for this team in the future, but he gets the role as the kickoff man and the punter here this year with Tony Hornbuckle winning the kicking job, and he certainly performed well in his opportunity. Speaking of Tony Hornbuckle, just had a Yellow Jacket fan and certainly a Tony Hornbuckle fan during the 3rd quarter break come over to our broadcast position with a big sign that said number 36, happy birthday. So happy birthday to Tony Hornbuckle. I know he's not listening right now. He's not going to be able to hear us say it, but if there's some Tony Hornbuckle fans out there listening, happy birthday to Tony Hornbuckle.
And hey, if you see Tony Hornbuckle this evening after the game, wish him a happy birthday.
Exactly. If you're a West Virginia State fan out there and you run across the place kicker for the Yellow Jackets, let him know you appreciate him. 12:39 to play here in this 4th quarter of action. 21-7, the advantage for West Virginia State over Barton as the defense comes back out onto the field. And this Barton offense has sputtered at times, particularly here in the second half. We'll see what Trevor Norad has going as they get the ball on the 13-yard line. Single receiver to either side of the formation, a tight end to the right, fullback offset to that side as well. That's Alex Barnes. As the quarterback Norrid goes under center, the deep back is Jackson Parrish. West Virginia State showing pressure. The safety Camacho creeping up. Norrid takes the snap, play action fake, looking to throw, looks deep down the middle of the field. He's got Jacobs breaking open. He leaps and makes the catch in West Virginia State territory at the 48-yard line. Just the second time that Isaiah Jacobs is flat out won over the top. He beat Darrell Fletcher, made the catch, and dragged him all the way to the 42.
Well, Jacobs has just been bigger and faster than anyone West Virginia State has had covering him today. Haven't gone to it maybe as often as you would think considering the matchup, but have found success through the air when they do. Nice play by the Bulldogs.
12 minutes to go here in the third quarter as Barton quickly gets into West Virginia State territory. They'll work out of the same formation, save for an extra receiver moved over to the left side. Norrid under center as again the Yellow Jackets show pressure. He takes the snap, quick screen pass set up left side, caught by Lorenzo McFadder. He gets upfield to the 35-yard line and then is slung down. Marshawn Mankins coming over to make the play along with Eric McGuire. But a nice pickup there again on first down. Call it 7 yards, officially up to the 35. McFadder could have had a little more even. Lost his footing initially. And then was able to get north and south, bring up second down and 3. 21-7, the West Virginia State advantage. Barton looking to chip into it as we hit 11:20 to go in the game. They move the 2 receivers over to the right side this time. The tight end and the fullback to the left. That's the short side of the field. Norrid set to go under center with Parrish behind him. 6 men in the box for West Virginia State. They motion the fullback Barnes to the right. Snap to Norrid. Fakes the handoff to Parrish again. He wants to throw. He looks over the middle, leaping and making the catch over outside the right hash before being driven down by a host of black jerseys is Ronnie Christian, the 6'5" target from Kernersville, North Carolina, is able to move the chains again. Just a quick throw there out to the right side from Norrid, but enough to get down the field for 10 more yards.
Norrid finding some soft spots in this Yellow Jacket defense on this drive. Another first down has the Bulldogs inside the red zone. 1st and 10 on the 19-yard line. 10:32 on a clock counting down when we get going.
1 receiver to either side, a tight end to either side, offset for Norrid in the shotgun. Parrish to his right. Barton been going quickly on this drive. Snap back from the 19. Fakes the handoff. Quick throw out to the right. Looking for McFadder. One-on-one coverage. He held on to it before being run out of bounds by Darrell Fletcher at the 14-yard line. Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. West Virginia State rotating some guys up front. Jabari Henry, the true freshman from Delray Beach, Florida, back onto the field here. KJ LeBecca, another freshman from Florida, has been in the game at cornerback on this drive, replacing Sean Russ opposite Darrell Fletcher. Norrid in the gun, 2 receiver split left single to the right, tight end to the left of the formation as well. From the 14, 2nd down and 5 as Mankins creeps up. He comes on a linebacker blitz. Norrid takes the snap. He's under pressure, steps up, throws on the run. Pass caught outside the left hash and being driven down just inside the 10-yard line is Lorenzo McFadder. He's been a favorite target of Norrid so far in this game. It's enough for a first down officially to the 7-yard line.
A big stick at the end of the play there. Camacho getting his name called again. Already has a touchdown this half and may have saved one there.
First down and goal for Barton from the 7-yard line, officially the 6-yard line. They put the ball down. 9:14 as the clock continues to roll. Barton trailing West Virginia State 21-7. 2 receivers to the short side left. Single to the right is Jacobs, one-on-one against Fletcher. It's been a matchup they've tried to pick on. Norrid in the shotgun. Running back Parrish to his left, takes the snap. Inside handoff, Parrish has a seam quickly over the 5-yard line, then is wrapped up by a couple of black jerseys and closed in on him quickly. Kieran Garcia there to make the stop, but about a pickup of 4 yards there to bring up 2nd down and goal from the 2. Barton on the ball quickly. West Virginia State trying to sub, and they're going to have to take a timeout because Barton didn't sub on the play. They kept all 11 guys on the field, which meant they didn't have to give West Virginia State time to sub. And it was going to be a scramble to try to get the right 11 on the field there for the Yellow Jackets. So John Pennington takes a timeout. 8:37 to play in the 4th quarter. It's West Virginia State 21, Barton 7. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there? At West Virginia State, You are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
West Virginia State quickly calling a timeout. Couldn't get the right personnel on the field here for second down and goal is loading up with Trevor Norwood under center as Barton, two running backs in the backfield. They go to the quarterback sneak, took the snap, was held up initially, waiting for the signal as they tried to push the pile forward with the running back Jackson Parrish. And they're just going to have to pull a bunch of bodies off of each other before anyone can find out if Norwood's in the end zone, and he is. Touchdown Barton. 2 yards on the quarterback sneak makes it 21-13, 8:22 to play in the fourth.
Well, Daniel, looked like the Bulldogs maybe some lessons learned from their previous trip to the goal line. The last time, got up under center right on the goal line, elected to turn around and hand it off. They got stuffed on that and ultimately came away with no points. This time, they get down there, no messing around.
None.
Norwood takes it in, makes this, pending this extra point, 21-14 if it goes through, and just a one-score game here late in this one.
Snap back, hold down for Andrew Bontico. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:22 to go in this fourth quarter, 21-14. The West Virginia State lead cut in half. We'll keep it here for the moment on 107.3 The Beat. West Virginia State offense set to come back out onto the field, and I think the key you're looking at here, Tom, is you maybe have had the most consistent offensive possessions that you have in either of your two games so far on your last two drives for West Virginia State. A 7.5-minute touchdown scoring drive for your first offensive score here in the second half, and then you were moving the ball well before just kind of running out of gas on your second drive. So at this point, if you're West Virginia State, you need to chew up as much of this 8:22 as you can. Obviously, would be great to get in the end zone, but you know that the clock is your friend at this point. And even without Justin Pasella, who went out with an injury in the second quarter, JoJo Restall and, to a lesser extent, Nashawn Hill have run the ball very well for you.
Yeah, Restall, 11 carries, 66 yards, nearly all of those coming here in the third and fourth quarters of this ball game. But the recipe for West Virginia State the rest of the way, you got to figure lots of JoJo. As effective as he has been, you're trying to eat up yards, eat up seconds off of that clock. That is a very efficient way to do so.
Caleb Jackson has been solid through the air, you would say, 13 of 20 for 100 yards. Hasn't really thrown the ball downfield a whole lot so far. And some of that, I think, has to do with the play of that Barton secondary. But we are just about ready to get the kickoff team back on the field. And the thing about West Virginia State, not only have you gotten a strong performance from JoJo Restall on the ground, you've gotten a strong performance from JoJo Restall in the special teams game. He has returned a couple of kicks for you in the last 2 weeks and has really started to make some things happen, but I don't believe he's going to be out there for this kick return because, well, you need him on offense. Can't have him get hurt returning a kick, so you're going to have a different man deep for West Virginia State. Javian Jones has been back there all day, and now Devin Cox, true freshman, is going to go out there with him in the place that was occupied by Restall.
Well, as these teams get lined up, Daniel, looks like the rain starting to pick back up a little bit. We've seen ponchos go back on the WVSU cheerleaders down on the track in front of our broadcast location, seeing lots of those umbrellas pop up in the away stands as well.
Bontico sends away a high end-over-end kick that Jones takes at the 2-yard line. He'll bring it out. He's got a seam up over the 15, runs into a defender, makes another man miss at the 17, now cuts back left. A flag comes down behind the play. He's outside the hash, now running outside the numbers over the 25, and then is drilled out of bounds at the 27-yard line. But some laundry on the field, and it looks like West Virginia State's going to have what was certainly an eventful return there for Javian Jones come back.
Yeah, Jones goes right, nearly ran, or not nearly, he did run into his own blocker. And as he spun off of that and cut back across the field, you saw behind the play a lot of laundry come in, and State had a hold of a couple of guys back there.
We can't get the official call here. And it looks like we won't. So we're just going to back things up and spot the ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it will go down officially as a hold or a block in the back. Look to be in the general vicinity, or it's going to be one of those two things. But
right, official never really turned to the West Virginia State sideline and signaled. So it is going to go down as an illegal block in the back officially in the scorebook for West Virginia State. So the Yellow Jackets get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line, working from the right hash. 8:10 on a stop clock here as they get the football. Restel, the running back, in the game to the left of Caleb Jackson, who motions the slot man from left to right. That's Amari Airy. Handoff. Restel has a hole behind right guard, takes it up across the 15. Running along the numbers is slung down by Keno Jones up at the 17, a gain of 5.
I tell you, Daniel, what Restel has been so good at today is making the first man miss. He's running through contact. He's not getting big hits every time he gets the ball, but he's making the first man miss consistently and getting positive yards, and it has been a big boon for State here down the stretch.
5'10", 190. He's not the biggest guy, but he runs with a low center of gravity and can shake off those arm tackles. 7:40 to go here in the game, 21-14 the lead. Snap back to Jackson, handoff Restel. Another hole opened up by the right side of that line. He plunges forward over the 20 to the 21. Needed the 22-yard line for the first down, and he may just be short of that. And now they signal. It looked like they signaled to move the chains, and
looks like they're still quite not sure if they're going to.
I think there's some confusion between the lead stick and the back stick.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot in all of our broadcasts last week. It's week 1 for everybody. Well, it's the home opener here. We got to get the chain crew up to midseason form, and it takes a little time for these things, so we'll give these guys a break.
Clock down to 7 minutes. 1st and 10 for West Virginia State, holding that 7-point lead at the 22-yard line. Jackson moves Restel over to his left hip in the gun with 2 receivers split right. High snap, pulled down, handoff. Restel running off right tackle, makes a man miss, takes it up over the 25. Jones picks his ankle and drags him down as he brings it up to the 27-yard line. But another good run there by JoJo Restel. 5 yards a pop on this drive. It'll be 2nd down and 5 upcoming.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 at the 27.
And certainly the emergence of JoJo Restel, something that even if Justin Pessoa is able to return next week, rather you've got a bye week, so if he's able to return in 2 weeks against West Virginia Wesleyan, seems that you've found something here with the Tusculum transfer today. He lines up to the right of Caleb Jackson on the 6:15 running clock. Snap back, handoff again, they go to Restel. He breaks another tackle at the line of scrimmage and surges forward up to the 29-yard line, so a short gain there of just a couple of yards, but it'll bring up third down and 3.
Clock down under 6 minutes now, Daniel. Big 3rd down coming up. State trying to keep the offense on the field and take more this time off of that scoreboard.
Restel had to hold up briefly. That hole had started to close, and then his lead blocker, Deron Johnson, just came in and drove Ja'Cory Bible out of the play, allowed West Virginia State to get some positive yardage. Big 3rd down and 3, 5:35 to go in the game. West Virginia State clinging to a 7-point lead. Jackson in the gun. Claps, takes the snap, handoff. Restel met back in the backfield by Ja'Cory Bible, and he's going to be brought down at the 27-yard line. The defense holds up for Barton, and the Bulldogs will get the ball back, trailing by a score.
A big play by Ja'Cory Bible. We've called his name a few times this afternoon. Been one of the more impressive players for this Bulldog defense, and we saw why on that play. He just blew that one up before it had a chance to get going. Big 3rd down stop for Barton. State going to have to kick the ball back to the Bulldogs, give them a chance, potentially, to equalize this game as the Yellow Jackets lead 21-14.
Alex Schrader's last punt went 52 yards, would certainly take that here. The snap back, the kick away, spiral, rolling out in front of the returner.
Great punt.
Mallet, and another strong punt is maybe touched a little bit early by the coverage team for West Virginia State, but nonetheless, a strong boot from Alex Schrader that got a great roll down inside the 25. It was downed on the play, like I said, maybe a little bit earlier than you would like to see from Deontay Jones, but still, that'll stop the football at the 28-yard line, and there's a flag down behind the play. And it's a block in the back that will go against Barton, so you'll certainly take the extra yardage there.
Yeah, you'll get those yards back that you possibly lost on the unfortunate bounce on that punt and popped up and caught a State player. It looked like that ball was going to roll at least another 5 yards, possibly even further, but penalty now will tack on a few more, or back up Barton, rather, a few more yards and get this one started here in just a few moments.
Sean Russ back into the game at corner for West Virginia State. It was the true freshman KJ LaBecca that we saw for the entirety of that last touchdown drive for Barton. So the Bethune-Cookman transfer, somebody that I'm sure defensive coordinator Rashad Jackson is happy to see back on the field. Ball moved back to the 12-yard line after the penalty, so that's costly for Barton. They'll have to go 88 yards to tie this game, 4:40 to play. Two receivers right, single to the left for Norrid in the shotgun with Parrish on his right hip. 6 men in the box for West Virginia State as he takes the snap. Kyron Garcia coming on a blitz. He throws over the middle, pass through the hands of Jaden Lee and incomplete.
Looked like Jeremiah Covington Griggs might have gotten a fingertip to that, but big pressure up the middle for the Yellow Jacket defense. Forced NORAD have to make a decision quickly. Falls incomplete and will bring us second down.
West Virginia State brought a couple of linebackers, and Norrid threw right where the pressure came from, but Lee just couldn't hold on. Second down and 10, 4:36 to play. 7-point lead for the Yellow Jackets. Ball spotted left hash for Norrid, who takes the snap, looking to throw. One-on-one coverage for Jacobs. It's over his head, incomplete. Darrell Fletcher won out that time. I'm not sure that Jacobs was necessarily ready for the ball to come out that quickly, and he had to turn his shoulders and contort to get a hand on it. It falls incomplete to bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, an excellent job by the defensive back for the Yellow Jackets to shut that down. Bit of a mismatch size-wise out there on the taller receiver, but able to come up with the play and force a 3rd down.
Isaiah Jacobs with 6 inches and 30 pounds on Darrell Fletcher, but it's the 5'10", 155 senior that comes out on top this time. Big 3rd down here coming, 4:32 on this 4th quarter clock. West Virginia State leading Barton 21-14. 4-man front for the Yellow Jackets, 2 other linebackers in the box for Rashad Jackson's defense. 3 receivers right for Barton. A single to the left is Mallet. Norrid takes the snap, drops to throw, under pressure, fires, open man, pass caught, 21-yard line, right over the middle. Jaden Lee left his feet to make the catch and then spun forward for the first down before being brought down by Camacho.
Pillow soft zone by the West Virginia State defense there. All kinds of room to work across the middle of the field for the Bulldogs. Norrid picked that one apart, found the open man, moved the sticks on 3rd down.
Up to the 26-yard line, a gain of 14 on 3rd down and 10. Barton going quickly as we hit 4 minutes to play. 2 receivers to either side of the formation for Norrid standing at his own 20. He takes the shotgun snap, fires right through the hands of Millett and incomplete.
Like a helmet came off there on the far sideline on the play also. I believe that might be Fletcher, a defensive back from Baltimore. He'll have to come out for a play.
Fletcher lowered the shoulder there to try to knock the ball free of the intended receiver. That was Tyquez Mallet, and you're right, he's going to have to come out of the game, so KJ LaBecca has returned to the field. He'll line up on the far side. 3 receivers split to the left, single right as Isaiah Jacobs. See if they try to target him, go after the freshman here. Ball spotted inside the right hash for Norrid. 3:54 to go in this 4th quarter on a stop clock. 2nd down and 10. Norrid takes the snap. West Virginia State sends 4. He's flushed out to his right. He's chased out to his right. He'll go for a run, trying to take this one up to the 30-yard line. He's hit from behind and shoved out of bounds by Jabari Henry, who came in with the pressure for West Virginia State. They say Norrid was brought down inbounds, so the clock will continue to roll. But he was able to spin forward and pick up 8 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, Henry, a 6'5", 245-pound freshman from Delray Beach, Florida. Turned on the Jets a little bit for a big guy, ran the quarterback down from behind, and heads-up play, able to keep him in bounds and make that clock keep rolling.
Clock moving at 3:20 to play here in this 4th quarter. West Virginia State holding the 7-point lead over Barton, 21-14. 2 receivers either side for the shotgun quarterback. That's Trevor Norrid. Yellow Jackets showing pressure. They send it. Adrian Bowers untouched into the backfield, just flipping it out of his hands and getting it to his running back. Parrish is Norrid. And again, he's run out of bounds right at the sticks.
Looked like they're going to mark him
a yard short.
Yeah, about a yard short. But great job by Norrid just to get that one out.
My goodness, Adrian Bowers was in his kitchen right away, and he just blindly threw that to Parrish, who stepped out of bounds a yard short. Here comes 4th down, 2:50 to go here in this game. The clock running now down to 2:45. They go to the quarterback sneak. Norrid held up at the line of scrimmage. They push the pile. This will come down to the spot.
I don't think he got it, Daniel. You look at where the yard to achieve is, the 41-yard line.
And they immediately signal 1st down.
That.
Get another look at it here in the stadium, and Norrid is caught up in the middle of that pile. Then he spins off to the outside, and it looks like he did fall forward up to the line to gain. That's the 41.
Yeah, initially from our vantage point, it looked like he was stopped well short of where he was trying to get.
And
certainly
again,
based on where he started, but the second effort, again, we've seen that a few times, able to lunge forward.
That's the rub with those push plays. It all comes down to when the officials blow the whistle.
Yeah.
And Norred, it seemed, had his forward progress stopped and then fell forward before the whistle blew. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Norred working from the right hash, 3 receivers wide left. He takes the snap, drops to throw, has plenty of time. Now firing to his left and throwing it right into the hands of a West Virginia State defender. Kieran Garcia has nothing but green grass ahead, and he takes it into the end zone for the game-sealing touchdown. My goodness, Norrid just on a complete miscommunication with Tyquez Mallet. The receiver turned up the field, and he hit Kieran Garcia in the numbers for the second West Virginia State pick 6 of the game, and this one's on ice with 1:51 to play. It's 27-14 Jackets.
Now the receiver turned up field. Garcia, a bit hidden, I believe, from the quarterback's point of view. Looked like he didn't see him, and when the receiver went up the field, that ball thrown underneath. Nothing but green grass in front of that young man, a freshman for this West Virginia State defense. Coming up big down the stretch, 27-14 the lead now, pending this extra point. But Daniel, with 1:51 left, got to think that might be the nail in the coffin for this one. West Virginia State appears to be on its way to a first win of the season.
Just what the doctor ordered, a miscommunication there between quarterback and receiver. Ball thrown right to Garcia, and nobody between him and the end zone. The snap back, the hold down to the extra point from Tony Hornbuckle. And the birthday boys 4 for 4 on extra points today with 1:51 to play. It's West Virginia State 28, Barton 14. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat. Whew, needed that.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Jumped the route and took it to the house. The Yellow Jackets now lead 28-14 after Tony Hornbuckle's extra point. And Tom Bragg, Barton had just consistently found ways to move the chains on that drive. What would have been a potential game-tying drive if they could get into the end zone. But Tyquez Mallet, Trevor Norrid not on the same page, and it benefits the Jackets, who now go up by 2 scores with under 2 minutes to play.
Well, 2 big turnovers here in the second half for this Yellow Jacket defense, both of them of the pick 6 variety. Both interceptions returned for touchdowns, and as the scoreboard stands right now, Daniel, that's the difference in this ballgame. A 2-score lead here with just 1:51 to play, and as I said before the break, if this holds, it sure appears West Virginia State on its way to the first win of the season if they can hold off the Bulldogs for another 2 minutes.
Alex Schrader on to kick it away. 2 men deep. That's Jaden Lee and Kavari Hightower. This is going to be a squib kick rolling up past the 40-yard line. It's picked up at the 31 by Tyquez Mallet. And, folks, he picked that up and tried to run with it. This is not the NFL. This is Division II college football, and I think he was either trying to pull it fast one or just got a little ahead of himself. He dove on top of that Schrader squib kick right around the 30-yard line and then got up and tried to run with it like
well, those up guys don't get the ball all that often. You get the ball in your hands, you just try to make something happen and hope that the referee calls it the way that benefits you.
Right, exactly. And they'll spot him down at the 31. So that is where Barton will get the football with 1:49 to go, needing a couple of scores. And this West Virginia State defense has been stingy today. 28-14 the advantage. 3 receivers out to the wide side right for Trevor Norrid. The single receiver left, Lorenzo McFadder. Jackson Parrish, the running back, to the left of Norad in the shotgun. He claps his hands and takes the snap, drops the throw as West Virginia State sends 3. Firing over the middle. It's caught a couple of yards past the line of scrimmage, and then Eric McGuire absolutely unloads on Jaden Lee. Gain of 4 yards will bring up second down and 6.
You know, as we get into the latter stages of this contest, Daniel, you look around, the weather's still not great. You might even call it a little bit crummy out. A little rain still drizzling here throughout this one, but you got to give hats off to the Yellow Jacket faithful. Great crowd here at Dickinson Stadium for the home opener.
1:20 to go on a running clock. 2nd down and 6. The snap to Norrid again. 3 rushers for the Yellow Jackets. He fires deep down the right sideline over the head of Isaiah Jacobs in double coverage, incomplete to bring up 3rd down. That stops the clock with 1:12 to go. Yellow Jackets out in front 28-14, and Barton needing some magic here, trying to create an opportunity at least for an onside kick to try to get the ball back and get that second score. Jacobs has been the favorite target downfield of Norrid, but the last couple of times they've gone to him, they've just simply not been on the same page. It's Jacobs, the single receiver split right, 2 to the left, and a tight end. That's Ellington to the right of the formation. Yellow Jackets again show pressure. This time they send 5. The snap back to Norrid. He rolls out to his right. He pump fakes. He'll run with it. He's short of the line to gain as he's driven down by Mike Fontaine at the 39-yard line. But it will bring up a short 4th down, and Barton, with under a minute to go, will simply have to go for it. The problem is clock now running, and they're not going to use a timeout. 50 seconds on the clock.
I was going to say, after burning all timeouts quickly in the first half, still all 3 available for the Bulldogs with less than a minute to go here in the game.
And West Virginia State is going to take a timeout. Yellow Jackets couldn't get lined up properly, and that's, at the very least, going to help this Barton team out slightly. So they stop the clock with 45 seconds to go. 28-14 is the advantage for West Virginia State. And I think at this point, we've seen it, save for that last 3rd down play for West Virginia State. Rashad Jackson is content to drop 8 men into coverage, force Barton to try to throw it over your head, and even then, you're still in a position where they have to recover an onside kick to try to tie this game if they're able to score on this drive.
Yeah, a little bit of wiggle room for this Yellow Jacket defense right now, and as you said, the key, it appears, to the scheme and the tactic they're using, just keep everything in front of you. Nothing over the top of your heads. We've got a 2-score lead. There's less than a minute left. They would have to do a lot of things right a couple of times to get back into this one, so just keep it in front of you. Don't let anything terrible happen over the top of your head, and you're going to get out of here with a win.
West Virginia State with 5 defensive backs on the field, an extra safety out there in Eric McGuire. And Barton here on 4th and 1 has gone with a tight formation. 2 receivers to the right, a tight end on the field with Norrid in the shotgun, Parrish to his right. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking to throw quickly. Now pump fakes and fires deep down the field. It's through the hands of Amir Muhammad, incomplete, and West Virginia State will take over at the 40-yard line. Muhammad diving for the interception, couldn't hold on to it. The intended receiver down the field's Kavari Hightower. It was well over his head. Muhammad broke it up, and the Jackets will have the football in its victory formation time in Institute.
Yeah, the old pump and go, not quite able to link up there. Looked like Hightower had some space if Norrid was able to make a perfect throw, asking a lot for even a professional quarterback, let alone a young man on the Division II level. And the throw just a little bit off the mark. State able to defend it well with 40 seconds left. The Yellow Jackets will get the ball back. Victory formation looks to be on the horizon. State going to move to 1-1 on the season, going into Mountain East Conference play beginning next week up at West Virginia Wesleyan.
So Caleb Jackson will come out in the shotgun. The running back to his left, Nashawn Hill. 2 receivers to the right. Split wide is Malik Baker. The snap back, the handoff inside for Hill, who's got a hole now, bouncing it outside, puts his foot in the ground over the 35, falls forward to the 34, and now we've got a hit after the play as Quentin Davis had a hold of Deron Johnson. And we're going to get a penalty against Barton before West Virginia State can kneel this one out. And you see Amir Muhammad over here on the West Virginia State sideline getting some grief from his teammates about not pulling that one in. Darrell Fletcher, Eric McGuire, Gemmel Smith, all talking a little bit of trash about the fact that the Millersville transfer didn't come up with that one.
Well, I think he wasn't going to be able to return it for a touchdown.
Certainly not.
That has been the case for all of the interceptions today for West Virginia State. So he probably just figured, if I'm not going to get into the end zone, let's just knock it down and go home.
And field position-wise, that was the best thing that could happen for West Virginia State is that ball being incomplete, because you're looking at taking over on the Barton 40 instead of your own 30 if Muhammad pulls that in. And now we're going to get that penalty assessed against West Virginia State rather than Barton. Again, saw that late. Davis was tied up with Deron Johnson, so they'll call the penalty against Johnson. It's a 15-yard penalty against West Virginia State back to the 49. We'll bring up first down and 19. 31 seconds to play in this game. And now we've got play stopped by the officials before we can get things rolling again. And there's just complete confusion out there. Nobody is signaling anything to anyone. And
everyone's lined up.
Right,
But
and I'm going to be honest, there's a couple hundred guys down there standing in the rain that know what is going to happen with this game and would like to go home. And now they've started running the clock. West Virginia State doesn't need to take another snap because of the play clock, and it does not appear that they're going to. Now Jackson will take the snap and go to a knee, and that will run out the clock on this one. West Virginia State picks up its first win of the season in the home opener. And the first win on 107.3 The Beat. Your final score, Yellow Jackets 28, Barton 14, as West Virginia State capitalizes on 2 defensive touchdowns to hold off the Bulldogs here in Institute. The postgame show is next after this on 107.3 The Beat. All right. Need a player of the game and a play of the game.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
Kieran Garcia,
there was a couple of them going around today, but the Colorado transfer, Kieran Garcia, the big game-sealing interception down the stretch here, and really could have gone a couple of ways with that. Could have gone with a team effort for the play of the game for the defense, but can't say enough about that defense. And Garcia, the big interception to seal it, gets the play of the game nod here against Barton.
West Virginia State winners 28-14 over the Bulldogs. One more break to take. When we return, we'll give you the final stats and set up our next broadcast. This is Yellow Jacket Football on 107.3 The Beat.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
It starts at State.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you.
Back to wrap things up on 107.3 The Beat. West Virginia State winners for the first time this season, 28-14 over Barton. The Yellow Jackets now 1-1. Barton 0-2 on the season. West Virginia State led in this game by our Gomart player of the game, JoJo Restel, 16 carries, 82 yards rushing in relief of the injured Justin Pessoa, who still had a strong day just in about a quarter and a half, 11 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown. Quarterback Caleb Jackson, 13 of 20 for 100 yards for West Virginia State. Marshawn Mankins led the defense again, 12 tackles, 2 tackles for loss and a sack. Adrian Bowers, Jacob Camacho, and Daryl Fletcher, along with Eric McGuire, all 5 tackles for West Virginia State in this game. And, of course, 2 interceptions returned for touchdowns. The difference in this one for the Jackets. The first from Jacob Camacho in the third quarter, then Kieran Garcia sealing things on the second to last drive of the game to make it a 2-possession game with less than 2 minutes left to play. Tom Bragg, before we set up our next broadcast, your final thoughts on the first Yellow Jacket win of the season.
Winning's good for what ails you. You could probably go back through this tape and pick apart a lot of things that you don't like or want to improve upon going into conference play next week if you're state head coach John Pennington. But like I said, winning cures a lot of those things, and Yellow Jackets are going to go into this week of preparation maybe with a little pep in their step after maybe not putting on a performance that they thought was up to their standards last week at Carson Newman. I know that was a very good team they played against, but you look at the stats, you look at the score, didn't go State's way very many ways last week. So it's nice to be able to come back home, come here to Institute, and leave with a win.
28-14, our final score. West Virginia State goes into its bye week with a victory before starting conference play in the Mountain East in 2 weeks' time. That means we're off this week, this coming week that is, but we're back first for the John Pennington Show and then for West Virginia State football action on 107.3 The Beat, with the John Pennington Show coming your way 6 to 7 on September the 18th. That is 1 week from this coming Thursday. And then the Yellow Jackets go on the road to Buchanan to face the West Virginia Wesleyan Bobcats on September 20th. So we're still 2 weeks away from the next one, but it should be exciting as we get Mountain East Conference play started. That will do it for us here at Lake and Ray Field at Dickerson Stadium in Institute. I'm Daniel Woods, repeating your final score. West Virginia State 28, Barton 14. For my broadcast partner, Tom Bragg, and Jeff Petty at the controls in our studios on Virginia Street in Charleston. This has been a presentation of West Virginia State University football on 107.3 The Beat.